I'm learning more and more every day. Okay. We're all here now. Lock the doors. I feel that way though. Like, can I keep you guys? I try to get the group chat bumping, but you guys are just like not having it. Or I don't know, maybe I'm not doing it right, but I learn more and more each day how to, I don't know, cultivate the community more and more. It's like not as easy as it looks. You know, you get a bunch of people together that relate, but you still have to, I don't know, get everyone to get comfortable sharing their heart and things like that. So amazing. It's amazing you're here. Good morning. Welcome. It is Thursday. I'm coming at you live from Vancouver, BC. I'm going to just open my curtain a little and see what we're dealing with here in terms of weather. Ooh, opened it too much. Let's see. No, it's good. It's good. Get a little natural light. I think it said it was going to be sunny today in Vancouver, but it's looking a little overcast, looking like rain. So I'd love to know. You're right, April. It is the full moon. It's the 17th. Duh. And it's a really powerful full moon too. Hands up, guys, even though I can't see you, who's had a hard time with all these like astrological transitions, like Pluto, whatever that was, you know, Pluto was doing something. We had a retrograde. We've had eclipses. I mean, we've had, you know, this full moon coming into it. I've definitely felt, I guess, a sense of awareness around it. And you know, it's a good moon when like you're just kind of like in your own chaotic world, you know, and you don't, and then you're like, you can really feel a moon even though you didn't even really know it was there. So this one's been really powerful for that. Sorry, my hair is really bothering me. A little bit of the OCD with how it looks in the pony, I guess. Oddly specific about certain things, but not others. So I don't think it really matters. Being born when my problems started. Erin, I feel you. I feel you. I was gonna say I feel you, girl, but I think I'd just be saying that to everyone, regardless of their gender. And I also say everyone's a lover girl, so please excuse whatever, you know, misgendering and all that. I'm trying to expand my awareness with these things. Also, of course, it's a huge part of, like, you guys see in the description, you've heard me talk about being outside of neuronormative and heteronormative standards. And I find myself more outside of it more, you know, each day. I'm like more seeing myself as like gender fluid, like neurodiverse, autistic, like, and it just allows me to be more of this, where I come here and I can share my wisdom and empower others. It's amazing. So yeah, I have such an open mind. I think you guys have gotten to know that, and I have such a good sense of humor, and it's really helped me. I used to get really triggered with things all the time. I still do, like, I'm human. But I love that we can all come together and talk about just everything. I can't believe the things I've gotten away with talking about on here. Like, sometimes I look back and I'm like, sharing my story even is like, you know, everyone's had, you know, a colorful history. We don't know really what anyone's ever been through. So when I share all these things, and I've just been received so well by so many of you in this community, so I'm so thankful, and I always say that. And I also like to remind everyone this is like donation based, and that's what makes it possible for me to be here. So if you believe in, you know, what we're doing here, it's great to donate. It's great to show up when you guys come here again and again. When you join the Adriana Alternative Community Group and chat in the little chat area. I don't know, there's like a forum and then a chat, and I'd be posting in both, and I don't really know which one is the correct one. So learning alongside you guys every day. It's beautiful. Am I a teacher or am I just a lover girl? Yeah, I think a mix of the two. There's a bit of comedy too, right? So yeah, so I always appreciate the hearts. Thank you guys. And the engagement, and like, feel free to drop in the chat and let me know how's your weather, because I love that. And where you're joining me from. And my neck just cracked and it felt really good. So there's a state of relaxation I hit when I'm here with you guys, and I'm so thankful for it. I mean, it's like, I'm tense because I know I'm like on camera, but I also don't sometimes. I just get so into it. So yeah. The one thing I always find challenging for myself is to like look at myself. Like, I never really just be sitting like looking in the mirror or anything. And even when I look at myself here, I'm like, wow, this is quite honest. I can like feel my internal state, but when I look at, you know, my external, I'm like, no. I don't know if anyone ever has such a similar crisis. You're not alone. It's trippy that I can see myself, essentially. I'd love to see all of you, but then I think I wouldn't be as like calm and relaxed, you know? Like, I don't really know if I'm an introvert or an extrovert, but I'm definitely a mix of something that allows me to do this, but also to be like socially anxious in public still. It's a masterpiece. So let me know if you relate to that as well, please. I'd love to know how many people ever experience social anxiety, because it's nice to know you're not alone. And how much I can come on here and just do all the things and say all the things, and I'm so free with all of you, and then I go out to the grocery store and I'm like overthinking everything. So it's just like the duality of it all. I'm just gonna read the comments and stuff too. I love this, guys. Like, you literally greeted me, so many of you, out the gate. I'm so appreciative of it. I have arrived. Erin, you're the best. Good morning. Oh, I love that you greet everyone's greeting each other. This is goals. I'm heavily, massively inspired daily by Jessica Amos and the Open Hearts Club, and I see like the beautiful parts of that here sometimes, and I just can't believe that this is real. So I always like to shout her out, because she is the queen bee in terms of everything to do with this work. She's really inspired me, and like her voice is my favorite voice in my head, I always say, because like I really, showing up to Open Hearts Club which was on Insight Timer, every week, like really helped me rewire my self-worth, you know, my narrative around my own self-worth and my self-love, and seeing a community that was excited to see me is so healing. So I also want to do that here together. So that's what we're doing, guys. We're doing it. We're really doing it. Look at us. Look at us. Look at us. Is that Paul Rudd? Like, what movie is that from? Guys, let me know. Erin, more importantly, how is Adriana? I'm gonna actually check in with myself. I don't know if you guys hear my creaky chair, but how is Adriana? I could give you so many responses because life has been so unexpected and colorful lately. But I think the most honest response is I'm more neutral now, which I really appreciate. Like, I'm always saying, like, why are we striving for like happiness all the time? Neutrality is where it's at, because then you get to experience everything and come home to yourself again, and not be like self-sabotaging in boredom, because you start to see it's kind of as like you're like your middle line, and then you can experience all of the things, right? And I've shared that I went through some really insane, like, unexpected challenges in the last month and a half, and it's nice to be home, to experience the edges of grief, confusion, frustration, and to come back to myself in breaths, of myself in between. And then that's what I was going to say. This is what this work is so helpful, because no matter what, I came back here, and for the most part, I did cancel one because I was quite sick, but coming back here and being reminded of how to, breathe and remember who I am, and gather my strength and go back into it. Like, I think some challenges, we never know how much they can expand once we're in them. And we just have to like take it minute by minute sometimes. And we have to just remember that, like, we will come back to neutrality. It's not forever. So I feel like I'm kind of back in my new, like, knock on wood, like, no one challenged me. No one pushed me right now. But it's like, I can hear the birds again. I can feel the sun on my skin. When it's out, it is the Pacific Northwest, so it's always raining, but I feel my feet on the floor a little bit more. And yeah, that's nice. It's nice to be able to just stop and be like, okay, I'm alive. And like, it's funny how, like, after a history of, like trauma, I hate to use that word, but like, little t trauma for sure, like just consistent, like complex stuff, how after all of that, I've grown so much. Like, I've shared that, it's helped me integrate so much wisdom and stuff, but after this specific one, like, experience that I would definitely label as trauma, I've come out of it like so, like, just happy to be here, which I didn't have the last few times. I had more like kind of like big hits of unexpected, like, kind of chaos, crisis, like out of control things, you know what I mean? Out of my control, at least, which everything is, we learn. But yeah, so it's really beautiful to be back at neutral, and I'm just like happy to be here. Like, the simple things, I'm like, damn, that's some good coffee. Damn, it's like, I'm not in trouble right now. Like, I'm not being, things aren't, and if I am, I don't know, in this moment, it's just me and the coffee. Yeah. I hope that resonates, because that's like truly it. And yeah, I have to give Aaron the most honest answers, because he's the best. The bee's knees. I can't just lie and be like, yeah, I'm good. No, it's complex. Okay, I'm neutral, but everything else as well, but I'm glad to come back, and that's the practice, and that's what I've practiced here for years, just in this community as a student. And now as a teacher, it's so trippy seeing myself on here yapping. And you guys actually could be anywhere in the world. And there's 20 of you right now here. Amazing. And we just started. So I'm so thankful to Insight Timer because it blesses me, this algorithm, with people that drop in and then they something resonates with them and they share with me and I share, it's reciprocal and beautiful is basically what I'm trying to say. So please always feel comfortable, and invited to drop in the chat, whoever you are, wherever you are. It sounds like Jessica. That's what I think she would intro some of her meditations saying that. So I often hear her still after all the years. I just love it. How many teachers I've been honored to attend classes, and it's for the most part free, right? Donations are always appreciated. But the things we have access to on here and the things I've learned and how I've been able to grow in my own self-worth and my own self, evolution and self-discovery, just on this platform alone is banana pants to me. And there's no other way to say it. So I went with banana pants because it's amazing. So I'm really thankful for all of you guys and just all these pieces together make this platform what it is. So slay. Jamie, I had a hard time last few weeks. Last night was nice though. I love that. See, it's nice to appreciate when things aren't just as pressing, they are, but there's a few moments where you can kind of breathe a little more and feel yourself kind of in space again. And that's what I want for everyone. That's what I'm trying to do here with this community and creating resources, is to get everyone to that place where they're just safe enough to kind of think clearly again and feel themselves and be able to make empowered decisions about their life. I've been through so much just complex situations in my past, and I just didn't have access to my frontal lobe, I don't think, at a point, I'm no rocket doctor here, guys, but when you're really stressed out and there's systematic things, you're struggling financially and you're not supported and you're misdiagnosed, or you're struggling with mental health but you don't understand your neurotype or how your nervous system functions, right? You can really get into this chaotic kind of you're not driving the boat, and to get back into that place of feeling and hearing your own voice, it's systematic, as well as it's our responsibility to learn about holistic, being more practicing wellness, right? Taking care of ourselves is important, right? Just eat, sleep, and breathe enough is also just a huge baseline that a lot of us forget, and then that brings us down, but back down to our into ourselves essentially, is grounding for ourselves. I don't know if the internet just dropped, sorry. We're good. It just started lagging like crazy on my end, so it just distracted me a little. But once we covered the baseline, now I'm gonna forget what I was gonna say, but it was prolific, so it'll come back. Hold on. Oh, there's still systematics to deal with, right? Sometimes our environment is not serving us, but we're kind of stuck in it in that way because we need to move out of it mindfully, right? And sometimes we can't just tell someone to quit their job, uproot their life, and do everything overnight, because there is systematics as to why we are where we are sometimes. So we have to be really patient and really determined, to get out of things that we didn't even ask to be put in or to experience. So it's just, I want to create a place here too that's just so validating for whatever you've been through, wherever you are. And then, you can find resources and community that relate. And then we go off and, throughout the next week, feeling that much stronger and safer in ourselves. And we know we can come back here and be vulnerable and then go out into the world and be strong, and then come here and be vulnerable and go out into the world and be strong. And it really is that practice for me. It's been mind blowing how much you can't really mess with me on Fridays, because I'm fresh out the live events and I'm nah, I know who I am, I know what I represent, and then come next Wednesday, it's a week in capitalism, right? And whatever system we're living under, I don't know, it kind of rinses away your sense of self sometimes if we're not careful, right? That's why mindfulness and meditation is so impactful, and learning to communicate. Nonviolent communication, I think, has been a thing I always say. If you're ever curious about having people really know you, I think the best way to do that is to learn how to communicate what you need safely. And sometimes we will be so great at meditation and showing up on apps like this, but we still won't understand nonviolent communication fully. At least that was the case with me. I thought I was doing real well, and then I was really learning about it, and I was oh, there's work to do. And there usually is. There's a lot of things in my life I'm like, oh, there's more layers to it. Okay, touche, touche. Okay. Anyway. I just be like sharing everything. Honestly, I think the most aligned way for me to share my experiences is just like how we do it here, like engaging through the chat and stuff. So I love when you guys say the things you do and share, because it allows me to like have these, you know, yap offs about different things, but essentially it's for the highest good. I promise. This is like how I think I not teach, but how I experience. And it's funny, there's actually like, I'm finding all this research now that like, you know, obviously neurodiversity, I process things like through like verbal processing, and that's so true. Like ask my parents, I'd be on the phone with them for so long processing my life, and I know so many other people out there do that. So like when people say like, you know, like let it go, it's like, I will never tell you to let something go when you're just processing it. It doesn't mean you're attached to it. Like, it doesn't need to be a personality hit. Like, so many things that neurodiverse people communicate to the people around them, like, dare I say an accommodation or something, people like make it a personality thing, you know? And it's not. It's like, we're still strong, creative, empathetic, kind. We're wonderful and powerful, right? But like, we deserve to honor ourselves and learn to, you know, exist in this world, because neuroinclusivity and all these things we practice here, radical acceptance and stuff, right? It doesn't just benefit us, it benefits everyone, right? Neurotypicals, holistics, all of mankind benefits from it. So it's a really beautiful practice to come together and do this here and talk about it. And it's funny, I think I learn a lot about myself in these sessions as well. So, I mean, how can I not, right? I think everything's an opportunity for self-discovery and stuff like this, where I'm like, it's quite vulnerable, you know? It's like, last night I was sitting and thinking, I was like, I'm like about to go, you know, like live in front of however many people and just, you know, share whatever. And it usually just seems to come out so naturally. But it's still incredibly strange to me. And I think that there's versions of me that are just would be very proud, but also like, again, I always say like my past self, like all of that suffering is not for nothing. Like now I can share my experiences and what I've learned so that other people don't have to, you know, suffer and go through things like the hard way. I think, you know, obviously our path is always going to have challenges and stuff, but where we can help it and advocate and lead each other is so beautiful. So always want more of that. And I'd love to do this work more full time. And there's no denying the systematics of like existing in this economy now. My other job is a kids rock climbing instructor, if anyone's curious. So it really balances it out, you know? It's very physical, very loud, very like action. And then coming into this work is more like contemplative, and I don't know. It's like, I think about like, how far could I take it? Like how far could it like reach the edges of the earth if we all learn to understand and love ourselves a little more? Like how much of the world could benefit from that, right? Like there's a ripple effect. So I think it's really cool to do this. And even if I don't feel strong enough to do it, I remember that what I want to do it for is strong, is worth it, is, you know, it's valuable. So that's kind of the goal in life, right? Be so passionate about something that when you feel uninspired, you're still able to tap into why you started in the first place, you know? So I hope someone relates to that out there, or, you know, it inspires someone to do something that maybe they are passionate about but haven't been able to connect with lately. It's worth the 5 minutes doing the thing you love. I promise. I promise, guys, you're worth it. I'm just gonna read some comments and try to stop slouching, because I have one camera here and I just be like, you know, leaning over the desktop, like my laptop, and I don't know, I never watched the video after. That's a very authentic and vulnerable, like neurodiverse, like diagnosed ADHD share, is like starting projects, finishing projects, no. Starting projects, getting halfway through, yeah, no. Finishing them, absolutely not. I don't know if anyone here can relate with just like actually getting things across the finish line is so challenging. I did make a system where I like kind of checkpoint Charlie myself and make myself go back after I accumulate so much, and then just like finish, put things out, finish, put things out. And it's like, terrible, but it's actually not. Like it is like rewarding, but it's not fun. And you know those days where you have chores you just don't want to do, but you just get so sick of having to do them, you just push through them all in one day, and it's just the worst. I feel like I have a few of those coming up. So all the stuff to do with this though, like making tracks, like I've made so many meditation tracks, I just need to like upload them on here, and there's so many things I need to do, and that is actually not the worst. It's like the random things, like the household chores that like pile up and you're like, I really don't want to do that, but I know I have to. Real life stuff, real life shares here, guys. You're welcome. I'm never gonna stutter when I say I have executive dysfunction, and I'm so gonna hold it down for everyone that does. Like, it's not your fault. Like, it's not about trying harder. I'm sorry. No amount of trying harder is gonna help you. It's like your struggles are valid, and there's actual resources and ways to function with executive dysfunction. Yeah, that's what we're doing here, guys. Again, that's why we show up and donate and just start being nicer to ourselves, because then we lead by example, and it allows for more accommodation and more spaces. And yes, it's not easy to do, but it's necessary. Okay. Oh, I love the comments today. It's great. Like the gift of scrolling, you know? That means that there's like lots of us here. Holds up mouse, the gift of scrolling. Well, sometimes it's really quiet, and I'm like, you know, I usually don't run out of things to say, because certified yapper, you know, certified lover girl as well, we've been over it. But sometimes it's not as talkative, and I respect that, because some days I would go into like open hearts club or different things, and I didn't feel as talkative either, which is rare, because I do be talking. I had bosses throughout my life always tell me I had the gift of the gab, and I don't know if that was a compliment or not. Okay. But Jamie, I relate. Like earlier I read, I had a hard time last few weeks, but last night was nice. I totally relate. I think that a lot of people have had some challenges around this, like whatever's going on in the sky right now, and also just what's going on down here. You know, it's very real. Even just little things, like I've seen like more like traffic accidents and stuff. I don't like that. I find that happens more around like, and sassy people, like working customer service, and just a bit more chaos, a bit more, you know. And I'm like, oh, it's a good reminder to like check in with myself more, feel my feet on the ground more, check in with my fear levels. This is something that I'm just realizing, how much fear I can have just kind of under the surface, and how much it can close my body and impact my decisions. And it's just like kind of secretly there, you know? And it's not what it was in my past. Oh my goodness. Like overstimulation, anxiety, panic. Like it's exhausting to think about how much adrenaline and fear, now that I look back, not trust, not radical acceptance. But you know, you have to learn, right? From zero. Like you have to be a beginner, you have to learn the hard way. And that's like truly what I did through, it's like my 20s, you know. Some people traveled in their 20s. I learned how to like love myself. Okay, I'm still working on it. Okay, it was worthy. It's worthy work, because it allows me to do this, and then I can hopefully travel through this and go on the official Adriana Alternative bus tour and high five each and every one of you for existing and for coming here and for allowing this to exist, because I think the world needs more of this. And I think, you know, late stage capitalism, you know, who knows what's going to happen. I think there will be more of this. I hope so. I'm holding the vision of things work out. It's going to be okay. Slay, trust and slay, a mix of the two, you know. And fear can come along, but it's got to sit in the back seat. It cannot be like on the windshield while I'm like high speed, you know. Like I look back and I'm like, I was really driving with it on me, you know, and clouding my vision. And fear is allowed to be here. It's inevitable that fear is going to join the party, because being alive and being human on this planet is absolutely banana pants. It's crazy. It's, if you think about it all, we don't understand it. We're still trying to define it. We don't know where we go. It's just amazing. It's phenomenal, but it's also terrifying, because we know there's a few things that are inevitable. And I think that's why I love Insight Timer, because we don't avoid it. We like come here and we talk about grief and all the things, you know, all of the things, and how to carry ourselves through it and come back to ourselves, and how to honor this human experience. So yeah, I don't, like, again, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know where I was going with this, but it's an honor to get to get out what's aligned with this. The fear thing. I'm coming back around. Sometimes I would just lose it forever, but even this morning I was writing in my journal how fear has just been here, and I didn't identify it. And sometimes I've called myself and others out on how can we regulate an emotion if we don't have awareness to it. And I didn't realize how much fear is still existing in my life. It just looks a little bit different, you know? And my fear was valid in the last month and a half with what was happening in my life. But it doesn't mean it has to drive, you know? And I think when I went through other, you know, fearful things in my life, I wasn't able to identify that so quickly after. And it just, in the surrender of letting myself be like, this is scary. This is not cool, you know? It gave me more space to come back into, like, getting back into my own eyes and seeing beyond fear, you know? And then it's also a blessing too, right? Like, if we catch ourselves in moments of fear, we know that it's not permanent because we just noticed its onset, right? So it'll eventually pass too, right? And sometimes it's always with us, but it just grows, and the noise it makes and how much it influences us. And I think that radical acceptance with fear has been amazing. But I really just kind of put awareness and words to it this morning in my journal entry. I was like, you know, and sometimes my journal entries are so prolific. Like, if you guys don't wake up before it gets loud and do a journal entry, like, I think you should try it once and just see what comes out, because you might secretly be a genius. I'm telling you, like, that's like when everything's quiet and you got like a cup of coffee and it's just you before the world. And again, I'm so sorry if you're parents and, like, you can't, that's not possible for you. Whatever it is for you, that you find that moment for yourself and you just get pen to paper. I think it's, like, really beautiful, the voice that comes out from within us, you know? I don't know if I'm sure there's a journaler here. I'm sure. Like, I know we're all sensitive, empathetic, incredible people that come to this platform. So I know that some of you can relate. But I've written some of the most beautiful and just honest things, and just really had that kind of self-awareness expand as I just let myself write and I see what comes out. And it's like, oh, I am scared. Everyone's scared. A lot of the terror and the destruction and the sadness and the suffering in the world is rooted in just fear. And I realized that, and I was like, oh, I've known that, like, cognitively, but I never really applied it. Like, I could feel it go into my cells today. I was like, oh, we're all scared. Okay. It's kind of, like, unsettling, but beautiful, you know? And then it is, we don't know. No one really knows. We're all a little bit scared. When you're a kid, you want to believe someone else has it. They've got it figured out, right? And then we grow up and we learn about corruption and things. And we're like, who's driving the boat? And it's like, turns out we are individually, and we have to work together. And the best way to do that is increasing our self-awareness, learning about neurodiversity so we can honor ourselves, because there's no way we all have the same brain and the same nervous system, right? Learning about trauma, not so much that we have to always think about it, but to be able to honor people and not to give them unsolicited advice at, you know, the drop, right? And to really learn to listen and all of these things. So I don't know. I think that's the goal and the dream for me, at least. And I think that's my calling. So again, when you guys show up here, when you follow me on here, when you listen to and engage with my tracks, when you donate, it helps bring that further as well, because I think it is so much bigger than me. And I used to have kind of imposter syndrome when I started, like, Adriana Alternative, but I realized, like, what I'm doing is not about me. It's about something that is so much greater than me. And I don't have to be afraid to show my face and speak on this, because I'm supposed to. I'm part of it. We're all part of it. And we're allowed to take up space in that and to do it. You, like, I really want to say that, like, whoever you are, wherever you are, you can do the thing. Like, you're supposed to. If you have an idea to do something you want to do, but you hesitate, you like, just by having that thought and that feeling and that desire, it's already yours in that way. So I've had so many challenges, you know, taking up space in my life, and even physically and somatically, I find myself, like, you know, and I always have to open up and remind myself. I don't know if you can see my arms, just my torso, but, You gotta take up space and believe in yourself, even when you don't. Just choose to override it, you know, blind, reckless abandon in the direction of things that you like. Because I think it's more sustainable for everyone when we do that. Well, though I know how hard it is, I'm not going to say it's easy. So that's one thing. Certified lover girl. She's injured, okay? She's tired, but she's not stopping. That's funny. I'm jumping back in the comments, guys. Again, the gift of scrolling. There's so many amazing people. I love it. I love you guys. Okay, Angela, yay, I'm so glad to have you here. I think being bored is one of my problems starting. Aaron, I already read that, but I think it's funny. Jamie, gender expansiveness is my thing. Same. I'm still ignorant. I still don't know the words and all the things, but I know I'm part of this myself now, and I'm like, teach me everything in, like, you know, a really respectful and curious way. I'm like, guys, teach me everything. I'm new. I'm gonna get teary because it's cool. I just think about all the struggles that LGBTQ and gender, you know, people went through. Oh, and how much they're faced with people that don't have curiosity and kindness, and it like struck me really hard there. This is why I advocate, because I really am a lover girl. April, wow, that's my nickname, lover girl. As of like now, or was it always? Because you're really destined to be here then, April. Plus, I love your name so much. April. God, that's beautiful. We have a lot of beautiful names coming through here. Now, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce all of them right, though, so you guys need to correct me. Joss, 27 minutes ago. Portland, Oregon. Cool and autumnal. Is that a word? I love it, because I love that. It's kind of the same here. I was on my cycling yesterday, cycling route, and the leaves were starting to fall, and they were all different colors, and I'm so blessed to live by Stanley Park. I don't know if anyone's been to Vancouver, BC. Well, not by it, but like I can bike there, and it's not too strenuous for me. And it was all the different varieties of plants and trees and bird calls, like hearing all the different birds, and I've even seen like a fox in there. It's just so majestic. So I saw all the different colors and things, and I was like, man, this is good for my brain. I'm really loving this. And sat by the ocean and just watched the water and listened to the sound of the water, because I know that if it's something I would listen to, like, you know, on, like, you know how you listen to like meditation sounds or binaural beats or healing hertz or whatever, like, it's so funny. I'll listen to like bird song or like waves crashing like while I'm working, and it's like I should do more of that when I'm actually near the ocean, you know, like take out my music and really just sit with it. And being a cyclist, obviously, like if I'm outside, I do stop to have like a picnic and like to, you know, meditate and to stretch and to just be present in nature. But I also do move a lot because it's like amazing. And I think cycling is definitely like one of my things in life, because I'm definitely hyperactive, and learning more about neurodiversity, I've definitely come to realize that. And I think I need like a walking pad, like if I'm going to do any kind of like internet online things, which, you know, obviously like Adrian Alternative does require, because it's a one-man show right now, which is why it's also really impactful when you guys donate, because it allows me to expand and get things like, you know, the things that I'm not obsessed with doing, but someone else would be, you know. I'm really good at sharing this the way I do, and making and like writing and creating things, but the back end and getting it out, there's so much that goes into that. So I know if anyone can relate, I'm sure that there's so many creatives on here, and entrepreneurs and business owners and stuff, and if I sound tired, it's because I am, and I just respect you all so much. I already did, but you're all warriors, okay? Parents, entrepreneurs, artists, creatives. I see you. I see you all. Amazing. And again, thank you guys for coming. If it's your first time here, I really appreciate it. I'm definitely aware that you could be anywhere, and when you're here, it's incredible. I don't take it for granted. So when I see new names in the chat and stuff, I if I don't say it to every one of you, I really mean it. Like, thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh, NYC, that's so cool, Jamie. I love that. I have this like dream. I think I have like a timeline where I'm living in New York City right now. And I'm like, should I assimilate my timelines? Like, should I just do it? Should I do it? But I don't want to come into with too much reckless abandon and naivete. Is that the word? And then, I don't know, some people like say a lot about New York and they're like, it doesn't smell great. It gets really hot, you know, and really cold. And, you know, they talk about like the downsides of it. But then what I see is just like humanity, like poetry, like life, you know, like the duality of life and like it concentrated. And I'm like very much a nature person, but there's something about a city that is so magical, and I don't know what it is and how to describe it, because I'm not much of a consumer. Like, I'm not out here shopping. I don't really go out for dinner. I'm gluten-free, help me. I'm so sad. I can't go for food, guys. No, it's not that bad. I've learned how to cook, and I actually have a blog, which I've talked about, where I make all my favorite foods, like gluten-free or higher protein or more healthy. So, you guys, it's okay. You don't have to pray for me too much. There's worse allergies out there, and I actually had this like false allergy test in my life, and I was like false positive for everything, and I literally couldn't eat anything ever. So it's like taught me how to cook and taught me not to rely on, you know, like going out for food and all those things. But when I'm around people that want to eat, I always feel bad, because I'm like, I have like a can of mackerel in my bag and I'm gonna do that. You can do whatever. Like, socially, it's just very awkward. But I'm still thankful. And I'm starting to notice how many neurodiverse people are also gluten-free, or finding out. So I don't know internationally, because I know agriculture quality is different all over the world, and there's a lot of international people here. But I brought it up before, like, if you have digestive issues or persistent like chronic health issues, like, look into like trying a gluten-free diet. I even have a resource off of here, so I shouldn't mention it on here, but I'm trying to bring as many resources as I can onto here so that I can talk about them freely. And I just love Insight Timer the most, honestly. This one is the most natural for me to show up on. Going on to other, you know, social media and things like that does feel like a little bit of a chore for me sometimes. But sometimes I always challenge that, and I'm like, is it your fear of being seen? Like, are you holding yourself back? It's like, no, sometimes I think I'm just tired, which is valid. So this is worth the energy for me, the energy output. And I do feel it is reciprocal. Again, when you guys donate and chat and all of these things, it helps it make it more reciprocal. But yeah, it feels really good for me. It's still like hard, but hard in a beautiful way, right? Like, choose your battles, right? Like, just like how exercising is hard, but not exercising is hard too, right? Because there's so many things that come along with that. So I'm always thankful to have that kind of awareness around my challenges. Like, even if it's like a food allergy or like exercising or something that feels daunting or challenging, there's always a silver lining. It always kind of can better us, should we let it. So yeah, I know it's abstract, even seeing as a food allergy as like a self-evolution, you know, but it is. It allows us to become more resilient and more creative. So it doesn't matter how you're doing it. Like, anything in this human experience, if it can teach us, amazing, right? Because I think the more we learn, the more we can really engage with life and all that it offers. So, and then we can chat about it here for however long. Yes, I have social anxiety, but I'm a teacher, so it's a weird mix. Jamie, I could see that. I feel like that's me, exactly. I feel like, I guess what I do is kind of like teaching and coaching. And yeah, I definitely have like social anxiety, like in public or doing things like dating. Consciously dating is something I've been trying to get into again, because I think I've shared before, I've had experiences in the past where I could tell I was definitely more naive, like undiagnosed neurodiverse, and didn't realize how much I was dating my childhood or things like that. And I won't get into that all today, but I think it'd be impactful to have a live event, or like maybe on a Tuesday or something, do some topics. I know a lot of people struggle if they're on the spectrum or neurodiverse with dating, or just even friendships, or just like connections, and how to regulate yourself when exploring new like relationships, friendships, jobs. It's very real. I've been there. Starting a new job or getting to know a new person can be very disorientating when you're just, sensitive and sometimes overstimulated, and you need your routine and your own time and solitude to really ground yourself. So of course it's going to be challenging to do something, even if it's amazing, even if it's a blessing. It's not wrong to feel overwhelmed, I think that we're not told that enough. We don't know that enough until we go through it. We have to learn to be accepting of ourselves, no matter what. So yeah, that's a practice for me too, right? And coming here and sharing it also helps me reminds me how to do it, right, in the moments where I need to. So holding it down for you guys, if you will. Standing by my word, that integrity, which I think is my number one value. I'm coming to learn more and more. Like, lack of integrity, I'm allergic to it. Don't bring it near me. I'm not okay. Am I overstimulated, or am I just dealing with someone with no integrity? Sometimes I would really think I was like just too autistic for life. And it was like, the more burnout associated symptoms of neurodiversity, or the more autistic I appeared, the more I was dealing with people that were not communicating, validating, honoring, or listening to me. And no, I don't require people to like read a handbook to get to know me. It's like, sometimes it's just that crazy, that like sometimes people just really project, right? And I've done it. We've all done it. So removing ourselves from that is so interesting, because sometimes we don't realize how bad, or how challenging things get, or how much of a pickle we're in until we're out of it. And we're like, no, thank you, Lord, thank you, whatever forces we believe in. Thank you to whatever divine rejection, protection that brings us back to ourselves after every confusing encounter, experience, job, relationship, whatever it is. We come back to ourselves and go, wow, that was crazy. And we learn how to like create more boundaries and honor ourselves more. And we see less and less of it through time, right? Ideally, we grow, we learn, we implement. It's not linear though. We go up and down. I know I've definitely felt almost regressive at points, but that usually means I'm really close to a breakthrough, which is so ironic. When I feel the most regressive is usually when I'm about to have the most prolific breakthrough. So I just learned not to think too much about it, and to just hold that radical acceptance that we talk about here through everything. If I can remember too, right? Sometimes I'm like, why does it feel like this? No. And then I'm like, oh, wait, it's about to get prolific. I hope you guys can apply that to your life too, because I swear, like, it's really a tool. It's really helpful to give yourself grace. Like, if you're going through a hard period, like, what is your hard period preceding? Breakthroughs, wins on wins, baby. April, I'm moving to Oregon soon. Oh, I'm in Washington State now. Looking forward to going back to Oregon. That's exciting, guys. I want to like travel more, even if it's just through the States. Like, I want to know these places. I'm so curious. D, sunny day here in Northwest Ohio. Out walking, getting steps in. Love that. Love that. Was just talking about getting a walking pad for myself. Even doing live events. Can you imagine? I'm just like, hey guys, happy Thursday. No, but like for doing like the administrative stuff, uploading tracks, like things like that, I think I need to get a walking pad. I think I'm just a really tall hamster. So, and I like that. I'm okay with that. Radical acceptance. It's better that I know now, right, at 31, that I pretty much always need to be moving. No, I'm not bypassing rest by any means. Rest is like, again, prolific, impactful, amazing, demure. No, rest as well. Please do not try to be hyperactive all the time. Then you just get run down, and then you can't be, jumpy and fun because you gotta get sick and lay down for 2 weeks. No, avoid at all costs. We need the proper dosage of rest each day. It's something I'm still working on finding. I could literally do chores and cycle and work on stuff on my computer and then work my day job and do it all and literally just collapse and have the deepest sleep. But I know that life requires slightly more rest than that. And I actually have had to learn that recently. I was so proud of myself for being able to build these systems and this ability to do all these things after so much of my history of my life, just being chronically ill or dealing with so much fatigue and exhaustion and confusion. It's such an honor to be able to have those like high productivity days that I realize like girl, if you keep doing this, you're not going to get a lot of them, you know? Like, you got to rest, you got to check in. It's really easy to get carried away with productivity. So, yeah, if that resonates with anyone, like, please rest. Please do. I need to hear it too. Jamie, it's nice to be neutral and not twisted up into something. I agree. And I do find myself getting twisted into something. It's kind of like a cat with yarn nearby, you know? It's like in the room over, you know? It's like I don't see it now, but I will eventually find it. But I will find my way out of the yarn again. Trust. Jamie, I went to a Billie Eilish show. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm sorry. I would love to do that, but I feel like it would be like a big venue and it would be like pricier. And I'm like a fan, but I'm not like a super fan. So I would like kind of, I don't know, push myself out of doing it. So I'm really happy you did it. I'm going to live vicariously through you. It was super warm-hearted socially. I feel like she would have such a lit audience. I feel like her audience would be so gentle and kind. I don't know. I feel like some of her music is really, I haven't gone into it enough, but like it's really beautiful. And I don't know, I see clips. I am like obsessed with music. I've talked about that here. I've even like cried in one of my earlier sessions talking about music. So I have dabbled a bit, and I've seen clips of a lot of people performing, and Billie Eilish always seems to have like a beautiful like command over her audience. Like I seen her kind of get a whole arena silent and then loop her own vocals. So that's a lot of trust and awareness in that crowd, and no matter how many people. I think that's really beautiful. I think she's a really beautiful artist. Yeah, I'm really excited to see all that she does. And it's fun, like, watching her grow up. I'm still growing up, too, in some ways, you know? I saw this thing that said, like, neurodiverse people, their frontal lobe develops until they're 35, and I feel that on a level of I can't describe. Angela, I want to read this before it scrolls up. I had a really bad experience with a mental health professional that was traumatic. I'm still working on that one. Angela, the first half of my 20s was like back to back bad experiences with mental health professionals. And there's such a weird, there's a certain ick to it that I can't describe, because they're the professionals on the thing that you're feeling the most imbalanced experiencing with them. Like, I don't know how to, I like a gestalt processor, and I've learned that I kind of come into my like verbal processing kind of backwards, and I don't know how to put to words, like, there's this weird power imbalance if mental health isn't approached correctly. I think that just feels very ick, and I'm just like, I want to share that, and I wanted to share what you said, because I think there's so many people out there that actually can relate to that. There's so many wonderful people in mental health. It's like anything, there's a duality, right? But there's so many other experiences within it that are also not the goal. That's not what the image of mental health was created in, you know? So it's so valid. It happened. It definitely happens. And I really want you to know that it's not you. It's definitely happened a lot. And I know sometimes we can internalize and just be frustrated over these things, and it's all really valid. It's really, really valid. And I think when we turn to mental health is when we can be the most vulnerable. And then I feel like mental health workers can sometimes be shocked at the level of burnout they see. And it goes into like more of a personality or like a personal flaw or failing, rather than like seeing as what it is, like a burnt out individual, right? Or an exacerbated, an overwhelmed individual, right? When we turn to mental health, we shouldn't be judged, because obviously that's not when we're representing ourselves the most highly, right? Like, does that make sense? Like, I don't know how to say it better. Like, what in the first impression? Like, this is the one job where you can't really do impressions. You have to just do care. You have to do trauma-informed care. And unfortunately, it's not like that for everyone and everything. So, yeah. I've seen it. I've watched my family go through it. I've watched loved ones go through it. I've seen and heard positive experiences too. It's like anything in life. So of course, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I so feel you on that. And it's nice to see like the younger millennial and Gen Z like in the workforce, and like just how it's almost refreshing. I've had some experiences in healthcare now that I'm like, oh, different generation, things are being done differently. All right, it's kind of refreshing. So yeah, but even then, still too, right? It's everything is possible, right? So Angela, you know, you can always reach out to me too. You know that I'm always an open door. If you ever want to talk about anything. If anyone here ever, literally just find me. My door is so open. Find me off of the app, on the app, message me on here if you ever, anything you want to talk about. I had that happen to you, Angela. I let the person go. Oh, because, okay, the other part scrolled up. You can get to the other side, Angela, because you're here. You find what you need. Yes. See, and you're already so seen and so loved and held here, and I love that about this community. This is literally my dream, guys. Angela, Jamie, I let her go too. The owner of the clinic asked her to leave and has been validating my experience. That's really, that's impactful. Jamie, wow, Angela, you were able to protect more people. It's so powerful by using your voice. Yeah, I'm going to save my words because I feel like Jamie's already slaying it here, guys. Yes, I don't want anyone else to be hurt. I'm sorry that happened to you. I am too. I'm sorry to anyone who's felt kind of invalidated or had to doubt themselves. I feel like, oh my goodness, my experiences, I don't know whether to blame like my neurodiversity or my history of like complex trauma for why I doubt myself so much. And I need to talk about every decision. I overthink and yada da. And then I'm learning it's a bit of like OCD is also responsible for that. And I'm like, wow, we really got like the 1-2 punch out here. So when we have experiences that further our self-doubt, I just want everyone to know that like, it's so valid to feel like everything falls apart. Like I've had just such extreme feelings of like, feels like the floor fell out beneath me with the right mix of invalidation and, you know, systematic stress and, you know, not being able to communicate my needs or not being heard even if I did. So regardless, you know, whatever is going on in your guys' lives, like I hope that you always can find resources or people or places or things that can gently validate you and bring you back home to yourself, because that's just when you're the most vulnerable, right? And sometimes there's systems that don't have our back in those moments. So I hope that's what I want to create here, right? A community and resources that we have no matter what, so that we always can have that like one step closer to our more internal self, right? Like our inner paradise, our inner knowing, our intuition, like can reconnect us more deeply, protect that state, and then go into the world and seek more resources, but be able to check in with ourselves and go like, is this doing more harm than good? Or is this maybe like, or is it negative or challenging in an impactful way, right? Because sometimes like mental health work is challenging, but I think that there's a whole lot of like, it's so nuanced. I don't even know what to say, because it's like sometimes when we're the most traumatized, the last thing we need to do is learn about more trauma informedness. Like we just need to get back into our bodies and back into our nutrition and our sleep and just like get out of the books and stop learning, right? Because there's just like a state of taking in so much information, right? It's a balance, and I've talked about that on here. So I hope that balance is something we can all achieve, again, together, sharing resources that really work for us, because then we don't have to spend as much time in the wrong resources going, oh, what if I work harder? It's like, no, let's learn to do things that are challenging in a good way, right? And we know that they're leading us into a better place. They're not just like kind of hard and we don't know for sure if it gets us to where we want to go. Will you briefly explain neurodiversity? I feel like, April, I'm not the best person to define anything, truly, because I think the way my brain is, I'm so much more of like, I remember even just panicking in school growing up. It'd be like, summarize this. And I'd be like, I'm not good at summarizing. I'm good at like long yapping, like long continued conversation, forgetting what I'm talking about, looping back around, starting a new topic, and then coming back again. If you want me to do that, I can do that. But no, neurodiversity is essentially like, in my opinion, in my experience, it's just like not the neuronormative brain, like the neurotypical brain or nervous system. It's different wiring. And I think technically what falls in it is ADHD, autism, schizophrenia, dyslexia, and a few other things. But it could be argued that a lot of things fall under neurodiversity. And we're learning more and more how much of us are neurodiverse. And there's a lot of controversy about self-diagnosis and even like non-self-diagnosis, like psychiatric diagnosis and stuff. There's controversy no matter how you do it, where you do it, because I think that there's a lot more advocacy and we see a lot more content creators with what they call like level 1 and 2 autism versus like level 3 or higher needs autism. And we're learning it is such a different spectrum. It's not just like A to Z, like nothing in life is. So in my experience, I find that people that have higher needs or lower needs, like they also have incredible gifts of empathy and awareness. And there's so much that neurodiverse people offer the world, no matter how they appear, what they need. And that's kind of what my work is really here to do. Yes, we're here to meditate and talk. Well, we don't meditate a lot here anymore. We mostly just talk because that seems to be where our hearts are in the space and what feels right for us so far. But we come together and we talk about radical acceptance, but that also leads us to a more neuro-inclusive world, because at the end of the day, discovering I was neurodiverse was the massive, massive transformational moment for me in my own self-development, self-growth journey. I went through years and years of complex trauma, being misdiagnosed and mislabeled and confused myself, and going through so much with my family, who was also like long-term misdiagnosed and didn't know about their neurodiversity as well, right? So finding out, it's so funny, I did all these things, like I started to become holistic, I fell down like the rabbit hole with the spiritual awakening, I thought I was having dark night of the soul, I thought all these things, right? And sure, I think on some level those were all true, but I realized that like all these things I was trying to do, like literally got my personal trainer certificate. I started eating so well, like studying nutrition, like just getting different certifications, like becoming a cyclist. Like I just really did a 360 or I guess a 180, like in another direction, from where I was and the way I was doing things. And I think but it was driven by always wanting to cure the things about me that were not accepted or not good or not quote unquote right. And when I really realized I was neurodiverse, and I was diagnosed as a teen, like young, and no one taught us back then. I'm not elder millennial, not elder, but midway millennial. I'm 31. So we were taught, we were put on medication and sent off, right? Like we didn't know what it would mean. So as I've gotten older and through my 20s, I faced so many challenges that I had no idea was just overstimulation. And like eating problems that I didn't know was like ARFID is very common with autistic people, and having different sensory, overwhelm and sensory preferences with food and all of these things that just like make so much sense. And essentially the more and more I learned about neurodiversity, the more I realized like all these things I was trying to fix and cure was just me being like neurodiverse. Like it's just how my brain is, like they're not going anywhere, I don't have to fix it. And when I realized that, it literally became more manageable because I wasn't resisting myself, and I wasn't like, it's amazing, it was like whitewater rapids, like constant chaos in my life. No matter I finally got myself a little bit stable, something else would come in. It was like constant breakdowns and chaos. And as soon as I realized that there was no cure, it's like it just stopped the resistance. And I started to get curious about my experience on a whole new level. And that was just October of last year. Like, I think I should do like a 1-year anniversary of like my autistic awakening. No. And then I looked, and so many people in my family are formally diagnosed as neurodiverse, and others display it quite heavily, right? And I'm not going to diagnose anyone, it's not my place, but I couldn't believe how obvious it was in hindsight, right? Like, and I think a lot of people feel that way. So that's how I'm here. That's why I'm here. It's amazing. I was doing health coaching and related work for so long, and everyone said, what's your niche? What's your audience? And I was like, everyone. I love everyone. And then I realized the people I was really having in-depth conversations with, we all had something in common. And we were all like sensitive in a certain way, and we were smart in a certain way. We were misunderstood in a certain way. And it just hit me. I was like, we're all neurodiverse. Late diagnosed, misdiagnosed, undiagnosed, or just radically different, daring to be different, a creative, a sensitive, a dreamer. I don't care what we diagnose or identify as. The people that relate to this are the best for me. And I wasn't knowing how to find them. And now that I found them, look at this, Adriana Alternative exists. And I get to come here. And when I go out into the world, I know some people that I used to think were cool or that I would want to be friends with, now I don't waste my time because I'm like, I don't belong in those spaces, but I'm so honored to belong in the spaces that I do. Now that I identify more and more who I am, what I look like, what I feel like, I'm learning, wow, I had so many layers. Even when I thought I was gone through most of them, I still had so many layers of internalized ableism and things that were confining me and telling me who I should be and how I should act. And I think a lot of people relate to that, like elder daughters and children of immigrants that had a lot of responsibility young, and just so many people in the world, whatever challenges you face that made you take responsibility young, now you're in the world learning who you are. You're not alone. You're never too late. You're not alone. That's why I love talking about neurodiversity, because it allows for more inclusivity, and that even benefits neurotypicals and holistic individuals. So it benefits everyone when we all learn a little bit more about how to coexist in this world, how to save and honor our energy. Because man, growing up being neurodiverse, it was kind of like a lot of just try harder or try medication, and medication doesn't always work for some people, or it helps with some things but not others, right? So there's no all or nothing in this. I know we can have black and white thinking as neurodiverse people, but it's all valid. And it's amazing to have spaces like this where we can connect and talk about it and things like that. And look, there's 68 of us here, which is incredible. So thank you, every single one of you, whether you're in the chat and you're typing and you're active or you're just listening. It means so much to be able to kind of connect over this and be curious about this together, because this is really what I want to do forever. So again, when you guys donate, it makes it possible for me to do more of this. I would love to do this full time. Right now it's still kind of like in the passion project, like a level of entrepreneurship, because it's so much work for one person. And again, I'm just never going to stop shouting out people who do it all, like entrepreneurs, mothers, single parents, like even if you're not a single parent, just anything and anyone that has, you know, that responsibility. It's very real, and I just admire it so much. I think being a human on this planet, even if you don't have dependents or you don't have a project, even just being human sometimes is so challenging and hard. So yeah, if anyone here has ever related to that, or, you know, I've talked about chronic illness in my past, so, you know, if you feel like just fatigued and to no end, you know, you don't know when it will end, I promise that things will always work out. And I've been there, and I still revisit it often. I know I stand up here and I talk about hyperactivity and cycling and all these things, but there's such a duality in my life. I do struggle sometimes still too, right, with that, really just getting sick all the time. Like I'm literally fighting off a cold still. I can feel it up on the edge, and I'm more prone to that, right? And so yeah, I just want to kind of validate and honor all of our experiences, because it's okay to be a little bit unsettled and full of adrenaline and hyperactive, and it's also so wonderful to be fatigued and ill, quote unquote, because our body is so intelligent. And what if it is bringing us through deep rest for a deep season of rejuvenation to follow, right? We never know. And when we look at the seasons and how they change, and we can trust nature, we can also trust ourselves and our systems, right? It's okay to go through seasons of that are more restful and rejuvenating, even if they don't feel like it. I promise everything is for a purpose. I look back at my struggles, my most challenging period, and it all worked out, you know. It also, like, it allowed me to hold space for things to not work out, which is so important. It's almost better than, you know, like having something work out. It's almost better to be able to hold space for when it doesn't, because that's great, because that's inevitable that things are gonna hit the fan, and things are not gonna go well in this life. Like, we're gonna lose the ones we love, we're gonna go through crazy losses, we're gonna, like, the pipe might burst, you know, in the house we just bought. Like, I hear the things that happen in people's lives, and I'm like, damn, that sounds inconvenient. Like, I'm so sorry. The skill to be able to hold yourself through that is so important. So I think when we feel like our lives can be more challenging than other people's, and we're like, why are we like God's strongest soldier? Why do we have one thing after another? It's like, what if it brings us to a place where we can manage anything? What if we already can? What if, like, half of the magic is just realizing how capable we are? Like, that's one of my favorite affirmations. And when I feel scared or anxious, and I talked about fear earlier, is just to be like, oh, I am capable, I am capable, I am capable, I am capable. And you start to be like, yeah, I'm capable, you know? And then things come up and you're scared, but you're like, okay, one step at a time. I can do that. Yeah, slay. Let's do one step at a time. Let's break it down. Anyway, so to answer your question, April, that's a bit of my journey with neurodiversity and what it means to me. And learning about neurodiversity and what it means to me has allowed me to have that radical self-acceptance that I now teach. So can I give a one-sentence answer? No. Can I give a life story mixed with whatever that was? Yeah. I hope you liked it, though. And that's just like the most ADHD thing ever. It's like, I'm going to give you a long-winded, confusing description, but you do with it what you need, you know? Call it teaching. Okay, calm down. Too much coffee. Too excited. No. Jamie. Angela. Wow, it's so awesome today. That's just so active in the chat. Jamie, I do that with creative processes. Like once I'm done with them, it's hard for me to go back and fix them, even though I learned how to fix them. I'm the same way. I gotta circle back. The power of circling back. And some things just aren't worth circling back on. I'm like, is that worth the energy now? Sometimes I think it's just a practice. It made me more creative. It made me more like, I'll make things that'll never see the sun, but it was still an expression. And that's enough. Angela, I relate to that. I can gab and share when I'm comfortable and feel safe. I relate to that, but I also think it's elusive. Like sometimes I think I'm safe, but I don't feel safe. Like I can, from a life of masking and not knowing what was really going on with me, I can like think I'm feeling safe when I'm not. So that one's tricky and very nuanced for me. I've learned in my experience. I've been on dates too, and then they've said like, do you feel safe with me? And I'm like, I think so. And then later in hindsight, I'm like, I don't think I did. like physically safe, yes, but like nervous system wise, like, you know, I'm obviously not hanging out with people I feel physically, you know, I should clarify that. My growth, you know, and I have done that in my past, unfortunately, but my growth has come a long way. And now I'm, yes, always physically safe, but am I always emotionally safe, you know? Some people, integrity, right? Like integrity and self-awareness, I find is just the best way to feel safe in any kind of growing connection. Is like, is this person displaying the same level of integrity that I am aligned with? If not, then you probably gotta exit left stage, or else you're gonna get forced out later anyway by nature. So, I mean, or you know, learn the hard way. I've done that. I've done that. No, I'm kidding. Starts crying. My modem fried in the solar flare. That's like really metal, Jamie. Wow. You don't play carpool karaoke with your fear. I love the comments, Aaron. That's amazing. I mean, I do when I realize it's with me. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know it's there and how much it's like driving, you know? I can't sing with something I don't know is there. I guess I'm singing and I just don't hear it. It's just me and Mac Miller in that moment. Die-hard Mac Miller fan. Okay. I don't know if anyone has ever explored his work, but there's more than just like there's just so much. Okay, he had many different like names that he did work under, and he was a jazzy fellow, unexpectedly so. I love him. I can't talk about him too much because I will cry 100%, and there's only so much crying you can do on live events, you know. You gotta sprinkle it. Linda, everything is temporary. Yes, which is beautiful, but also sad in a way, because some things I remember one of my first memories as a child is wanting things to be more permanent, like the things I really liked and loved. So it's something I have to practice constantly is, yes, temporary. Sound glitchy. Okay now. Okay, Jamie. Okay. That was 39 minutes ago, so I'm a little late to that, so I hope it's okay now. I wonder if where the mic is like not the best now that I see it. I'm like, shouldn't it be here? We're gonna do that. Sorry guys, it might have been like muffling on my sweater and I would have never known. You guys gotta let me know, but I'll still read it 40 minutes later. So Zuri, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad I made it. My energy has been so wonky lately. I feel you so much. I was gonna say that. Thank you for reminding me. Does anyone feel like they need 12 hours of sleep lately? Like, I slept 11 hours the other night. I'm still tired. That's crazy. And I feel like I need more food. Like, even right now, I'm getting hungry. I'm like, I just ate. Gotta stay hydrated. Drinking water out of a jam jar. Yeah. Organic cherry. From Costco. Costco. Do you guys have Costco where you are? Was that funny to you or no? Let me know in the comments. Does anyone have a good neurodivergence book? We had a few we talked about last session. We need to drop them in the community chat. Adrian Alternative Community Group. Couldn't remember for a minute. That's crazy. Let's all share our favorite resources. I dropped that in the chat. I did say I want everyone to start doing that. And then I'll share a few. I have one that's not necessarily neurodivergence, but it's like really helpful, and it's the Healing Power of the Vagus Nerve by, who's the author? Stephen Meyer or something? I don't know. I think I wrote it in the chat. So go follow the group. Follow me on here. Follow me. Find me off of here. We're going to share a lot of resources, and I'm going to kind of find a good way to share them. But I think the group is the best way to do that because we're all on here. Taking up space without overthinking, it has been something I'm revisiting this week. Yes, I agree with that. I feel that a lot, and I think that that's a collective energy, and I've talked to a few other people that are feeling that as well. Like, it feels like a lot of us were learning to take up space. We're stepping more into like leader, guide roles, and then now we're having a moment of like regression and kind of fear of expansion, and then I think eventually we're gonna like push through it and come out stronger and then not doubt ourselves. I think there's one last little like test of how you know, of how strong we're gonna drive and be seen and be heard. At least that's what's coming up for me, Zuri, and I know that you're also doing like similar work, so I imagine it's a practice, I think, for sure. And it's like, I think the most rewarding work in the world to do, you know, things that are, you know, related to the heart and intuition and this one, you know, beautiful life that if we're really conscious to experience it. So, I think it's important, especially for people that work in heart related work, to have that rest and that self-acceptance to really nourish yourself. Like the star that you are, because you really are, like, you're just energetically so pure and so loving. Like, I can't imagine how much energy it takes to beam so brightly. So I think everyone who relates to that as well, when you feel like you're just kind of a bright light for a lot of people in your life or yourself, you know, when you're sensitive, empathetic, creative, whatever it is, like, please know that you deserve to be nurtured as such, and just how valuable you are in society. I know it's how I feel about like Zuri and myself and Jessica and so many wonderful people, Angela and Jamie, all the people here, my mom, everyone, right, that's here. Yeah, nurture yourselves because you make the world a better and more beautiful place. So I love that. I love when you guys share where you're feeling, like where you're at and what you're feeling, because it really is so, like, we all relate whether or not we share it. It's so much better when we do share it and we're like, oh, I'm not alone in that. That's amazing. D, it's only the emotions my childhood self was not safe enough to understand and hold that has delayed me from being my optimum self. Hold on. It's only my emotions my childhood self was not safe enough to... Yeah. That's what I've been noticing too and exploring, especially when in conversations with my parents, D. I totally relate to that. Cheers to attaching to my child self along with my adult self. Is that I'm like discovering my inner child and then reparenting her and then reparenting myself. And that's such a beautiful thing, and it's very challenging. So I'm right there with you. That's pretty much exactly. The more I understand my childhood, the easier my adult life is. I cannot recommend it enough. I cannot. And I think the work is beautiful, and you're out here doing it, D, like what you share every week. And when you're here, thank you so much for sharing what you do, because it's so relatable. It really is. And I'm honored to relate to that, because doing the work regarding childhood, I thought I was doing it before But no, it just gets realer and realer, and I'm like, damn, this is hard stuff, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. And I'm learning how to communicate and accept it so much better too. It's not like, I think before I learned how to communicate really well, I was always trying not to blame my parents or blame myself, but it almost comes out in that way at first when you still don't really know how to communicate or identify, and you're not like a therapist or a rocket doctor by any means. I'm just gonna take this hair out because it's getting so painful, and I'm like, what's it all for? Accommodation, guys. Does anyone else find ponytails too tight? I feel like that's a sensory thing right there. It's like, can we make a slightly looser hair tie? I would buy 140 today. But sometimes when I have my hair down, I feel like I just look like Kurt Cobain, but hopefully I don't have that look going today. I got it cut though, and I was at my hairdresser, and she was like shocked that I said I did this for a living. Well, once a week. I would do these live events, and there's up to 100 or 150 or 200 people here, and she's like, oh my goodness, can I curl your hair? And I was like, no. But she did, and it looked beautiful, and I think that was like 3 sessions ago, so I'll have my hair curled like once a year. That's my gift to you all. Twice a year, because I love my hairdresser. Gotta visit her at any chance, but it's good. Good. My hair's finally getting healthier. It used to be very long and blonde, and I think it was UV damage because it was so white, and I thought I just had really light hair, but my hairdressers are telling me now that it was UV damage, so. Which I've discovered more and more with my skin. That's something I practice radical acceptance with, is just how my skin changes as I age and having had a lot of sun. And yes, I know I'm still young, obviously, but I call it mole patrol, okay? When it's really sunny with this light skin, I like, we're on mole patrol. We got some SPF and then some more SPF, and it's a lot of radical acceptance. You gotta be wearing like the floppy hat. I was in denial through my 20s, and now I'm not, okay? I was not made for the strong rays of the sun. You see how I'm reflecting the light? Exactly. Gentle skin, gentle light skin. So I've become an SPF advocate as well as an autism and neurodiversity advocate. And I know I guess it can be controversial in the wellness space. Some people are more natural sunscreen, like they like it more. I do try to go more mineral if I can, but I've learned that something is better than nothing sometimes, and I am just more prone to burning and things like that. So I learned that the early morning light and the evening light is the most forgiving and gentle. And isn't that amazing though? Has anyone done that lately, gone for a walk right as the sun is coming up or going down? Don't you just feel like ethereal and like just a part of something greater in the world? Really beautiful, like ocean sunrise and sunset. I think that's why living in Vancouver, BC has the cost of living it does, because it's beautiful. And I was even riding my bike home last night. It was briefly a storm, but also a beautiful sunset. So I don't take it for granted. I do not take it for granted. Last 20 years I've been called lover girl. April, that's amazing. Okay, wow. That existed with you. I don't know where I got it randomly. I think like social media or the back of my mind. I don't even know. But I love that. And I feel like you're so destined to be here. Like you're the official lover girl. Jamie D, last night I took my inner 20-year-old from the 90s to a concert last night where she could be completely accepted and not hide. I love that so much. God, the 90s. I mean, I guess I was so young in the 90s, but I think back to it and I'm like, just my earliest memories of like the 2000s even, and I'm like, it was really a good time to be alive. Like we had a little bit, like enough technology to do things, like we had a Walkman, you know, but it was so much simpler. We weren't on call. I played outside a lot. I still do. I see parallels, like as I heal my inner child, that I like go on bike rides and go play in the forest and do all the things, and I feel more connected to myself when I do that. So I'm a big advocate of that. That was a struggle. I kind of choked on that. Excuse me. But I have like, I'm fighting off like a half cold right now. So I have like, sometimes I get into like coughing fits. So I'm trying not to do that. Trying my best. I'll probably read the rest of the comments and then wrap up, rest my voice, prepare for next week. This is the most talking I do, I think, straight. But it's an honor to do so. And you guys know I love it. I'm always saying how thankful I am for everyone here. And I'm here every week. So if you ever feel like you came too late or you missed it, you didn't. We're always coming back every Thursday. Can't get rid of me if you tried. That's better. That's better. Meet those needs. Meet them. Thank you, Tina, for your donation. My mom. It's a gesture, though. I think she's trying to lead the pack because she knows the funding on this is not always great. It really does mean a lot when you guys donate. And when I do ask for donations, sometimes people do. So I think it's important to ask. And to be honest, that it is very impactful for me at this point, because I'm trying to develop as many resources as possible for neurodiverse people, and then also get them out onto my website and on here as well. And I would love to go live as much as possible, and it makes it possible for me to go live now. So it is amazing, and it does make a huge difference, and it does add up. So thank you so much. And thank you for reminding me too. And sometimes she'll drop in too. She'll be like, Adrienne Alternative. But yeah, if you want to find me off of here, just think Adrienne Alternative. But everything's on here as well, like my website link, and all my tracks are on here. And if you guys follow me as a teacher on here, it makes my day. There's no better feeling than when I go on Insight Timer dashboard after my live event and I see like the community growing. I actually cry so much. It's probably best you don't see me at that point, but when I see like how many likes at the end of the session, it's like, thanks for joining me, and then it says the likes, like right now those are building. I always cry. It could be like 200. One time I got 15,000. I was like, ah, like I thought it wasn't real. And it's just everything you guys do to show that this is impactful for you. When you donate, when you share, and when you share those hearts and everything, it means so much, because then I don't stop. Because I could have, during all of this, I really doubted myself, and I thought, why am I doing this? What am I going to talk about? Like, I always doubt myself so much. We all do, right? And I'm so glad I don't let it get the best of me, and that I'm still here doing this. And this is normal for me now to do this every week, because what else could it build into, right? I'd love to find more opportunities aligned with this work and just expand all the more and help so many people. Like, that's the dream. True lover girl. I saw this thing on social media too, and it's like, enough about black cat energy. Like, let's the year of golden cat energy. Like, the lover girl that compliments everyone and wants the best for the world. And like, it's just so true. It's just, of course I'm a human with duality. Of course I'm not perfect, but I'm such a softie, and I really do want to do work that feels good for me, but is also impactful for others. So when you guys donate, when you show up and share your hearts, it makes it possible, truly. And I'm so glad I started really on Insight Timer before I went anywhere else, because the whole marketing and advertising end of it is elusive to me sometimes. I just feel I pour my heart into making like the tracks or the resources, and then getting it actually out is such a challenge. So it's just, the more I grow, the more I can create a team that can help me with that, and also they can thrive doing that, because that's what they're best at. So I love to share like what the donations are going towards, and why I'm here. So that's it. And of course, thank you guys for being here, and thank you Insight Timer every single time from the rooftops. Because it just changed my whole life. It still continues to. I'm obsessed with you guys, if you can't tell. It has a lot of energy and people. I live near the park, so it works well for me in New York City. I feel that, Jamie, because I feel like there's got to be like parks everywhere. So just like Vancouver, there's like a little park everywhere. I'm sure Vancouver has more nature though, because it's literally like rainforest on an ocean. And like the downtown portion of Vancouver is like what, like 5 blocks. Like, I went to Toronto on a random side quest, flight attendant training, which I've talked about like when I shared my story in previous sessions, and I was just amazed at how like much downtown there was, and I just loved it. I rented the city bikes and I would cycle ridiculous hours, like, and I would miss the up train back. I was staying in a hotel in like Mississauga, and I'd miss the last train and have to take such an expensive cab because I stayed out cycling all night, probably when it was unsafe, but I didn't care. I just love like looking up at all the buildings and the lights and just being around people, everyone's outfits, the way they talked, where like they were rushing off different places, like where are they going? I don't know. It's just like, it was such a curious place for me. I was just like, I think it was just dopamine, pure dopamine, because everything, like the street art, the style, the music, the sounds, the streets, everything about it was like, yes, give me more of this. Yes. I think about it a lot and I miss it. I want to like fly to Toronto for no reason and then just like ride my little city bike again, like the city rental bike, you know? We have like Shaw Go bikes here, but the ones in Toronto were sturdier. I felt like I was riding like a mountain bike again. I was like, this is upright. But I love that about the city. So I think in New York, I wonder if I went to New York, would I ever come home? Or would I just be like, I like it, I'll take it. I kind of did that with Vancouver. It felt very alive. It felt very real. And it's beautiful. It has a little bit of everything. So Vancouver's incredible. It's not though. In some ways, like socially, help me. You guys are my best friends. Like I don't have friends like that out here. But the city is my friend. The ocean is my friend. The forest is my friend. When you guys pray for me. Seriously though, it's crazy, the duality of like being here with this community and then going out in the world and feeling like, do I belong? I've always wondered, if I move, will I feel like I belong more, or will it feel the exact same? This is why it's also helpful to know if you're neurodiverse, because you could be moving and jumping all through your life trying to find the answers to a neurotypical life that was never meant for you to live. Right? Like, mic drop. That was a huge realization for me. I grew up watching Friends, like the TV show. I was like, when's it gonna be like that? Maybe never? Maybe it will be like, maybe I will find a friend group. Maybe things will be magical, but maybe they won't. Maybe it'll just be different. Maybe I get to completely redefine what it is to be alive and to be Adriana. I'll take that one. Okay, I've learned to love that, and it's gonna be great. And I get to design it, and I'm responsible for it. That's another part of the awakening, right? Spirituality and learning so much about ourselves, as we realize how responsible we are for our own lives. But like not in a tiring way, in a beautiful, expansive, and inspiring way. No, it can be tiring too. The duality exists. We can't deny it. That radical acceptance. Am I right? Linda, it's so expansive to live there. My friends and former coworkers had to move out of Manhattan and now commute hours daily. Wow. I can't imagine, because again, I've never been. But I feel like I live kind of on the edge of where I am. Of course, no comparison to New York City, but I feel like I have to commute a little bit to get into the heart of it. And there's pros and cons to it, for sure. For sure. So are you in Manhattan then? Like, are you still like in, wow. How many of you guys are in New York City? Guys, can I come over? I gotta check. I gotta see something. I live in BK. Is that Brooklyn? What's BK? I don't even know. Guys, help me. Abbreviations don't, like, when people say what state they live in, I'm like, oh God, I'm Canadian. I don't know. And Fahrenheit? Celsius, please. I need everything in Celsius. Explain it like I'm 5. No, I'm kidding. No, sometimes I do, though. Sorry, I'm just scrolling. I'm trying to find... Jamie, I teach immigrants English. That's amazing. I love how you misspelled English. It's like you're not doing it very well. No, Jamie, that's amazing. How did you get into that? I've considered, like, traveling and teaching English. People say it's, you know, it's a good thing to do. I think it'd be fun. I have a crisis daily. I'm like, should I sell everything, travel the world, teach English, move to New York City, become a fashion designer out of nowhere? That was a teenage dream. No, there's so many things. There's so many timelines. And I'm just out here like, I don't know what to do. I'm so overstimulated by all the things I want to do that I do like medium to nothing. But no, as long as I take a step forward in a goal, like towards a goal every day, I'm doing more than I think I am. Right? Like, it seems like we're not doing a lot, but it's like, as long as we're checking in with ourselves and making long-term goals, which again can be hard for neurodiverse people. I see you. Sometimes we change directions so many times, or we just like, we lose interest in something. But at the end of the day, when we're doing things like this, like the practice of like just showing up here, okay? Like self-growth, being mindful, right? And growing in our self-awareness is already so impactful and amazing. So even if it feels like we're not doing anything, we're still doing this. That's a huge win, and it's going to lead us to being more prepared for the opportunities that do lead us to where we want to go, right? Like we're always moving forward, even if we don't know it. Especially when we do things that are a little bit challenging, but we break it down, you know, like a little step, you know. When I first had the idea for Adriana Alternative, I wanted to literally build Rome overnight. I wanted to do like website, resources, launch it, marketing, email marketing, like all these different things, right? And I realized like that's not possible. Like it doesn't work like that. So the radical acceptance that I teach here has also been impactful for every step of expanding, you know, and being able to reach more people and share my message and things like that. And yeah, it's been a journey, to say the least. But it's a sacrifice. To do this and to build this means I'm not putting my energy into like traveling, which I haven't had a chance to do yet, or doing another thing, right? And I'm definitely an athlete, definitely an artist. I definitely want to see the world, but it's like you do have to kind of plant your seeds and tend to them. And this is really what I'm planting and tending to. Like I'm choosing this, and I already chose it, and I'm continuing to show up. And that's why it is so impactful when you guys support this goal and this mission and this creating this community, and letting me know what you want to see more of in this community, what you want to talk more about, joining the Adriana Alternative community group, following me, all those things. Because yes, it allows me to grow, and I think when we kind of give ourselves that space to really thrive, it allows other people to follow suit, right? Like if Jessica didn't get up and think of Open Hearts one day and do it, I wouldn't be here, and a lot of other people I think that were in that group wouldn't be where they are either. Like I think in some way we've all influenced, inspired, and pushed each other into more of our own hearts and more of our own potential, and you know what I mean? We guide by taking up space and leading by example. So I love it. I love it. Sorry, I've been striving to consciously date too, Adriana, and I'm finding if the communication cannot be consistent, where I'm not starting it every single time, then I lose interest so fast, knowing our worth and what empowers our boundaries. I totally feel you. Or even just when you're talking to someone, but it's not that deep, or like it's not curious, it's not playful, it's just like, I mean, or sometimes I've had connections with people, but it's too much connection too fast. That's something I've really learned lately. Is like too much connection too fast. I've learned to lean into like healthy boredom, healthy like gentle curiosity, like slowness, you know, stability, because you learn through trial and error, right? We all do. Dating is something I could talk about for so long. So I love seeing other people out here and sharing their experiences with it, because consciously dating, that's what I say too. Yeah, it's not just dating. We have to do it consciously the whole way. I got to keep my eyes on the prize. And like I think as women and feminine, you know, whatever gender, whatever we identify as, sometimes when we take on a more feminine role, we can be more in that nurturing, and we can internalize sometimes our own needs and doubt ourselves. And that's just something I've heard so many people share. So I love being able to talk about it with people who are learning how to date more consciously, honor themselves, have boundaries, save their energy for things. Like we can still be out here slaying in like a corporate setting or a creative setting, and then also dating, it's not depleting us, right? I've met so many people that are like sensitive and empathetic that have got caught up in relationships that can drain everything from them, and or be so confusing. And I love that you said that, like you're aware of you're not the one that has to start the conversation every time, you know? Like we really do deserve, wherever we are, reciprocation and curiosity. Like maybe we don't know how to be the best partner or potential partner for everyone, but as long as we're curious as to how to do that, I think that that's amazing. So I hope all of us find people that are reciprocal of our energy, because I know there's so many beautiful hearts here. Wherever you are, if you're single and dating, don't settle, man. Don't do it. I won't let you. No, I'm going to try. I can't find you and tell you unless you volunteer that information in the chat. So if you tell me you're settling, I'm gonna be mad. But I know I've done it. I even did it recently. I was sharing that, and I woke up real fast, and now I'm like, oh, I don't need to sit and integrate this for a long time. It wasn't like a long connection. I know exactly Like I've seen this before, and I just have no tolerance for this now. And I think the one thing I've learned that's always a non-negotiable thing for me is integrity. That's it. So it's like, do words and actions align? And then kind of having that be my North Star, I've met people since then, and it's so chill, because it's like, I'm leading with just integrity. So it's so much less drama, but also like heat and chemistry and bullshit, excuse my French, because like, right, we have that chaotic childhood, or our caregivers don't know how to emotionally regulate. We seek that in our relationships without even realizing, right? So yeah, I could talk about dating all day, but it's an honor to sit and just talk about it from a neutral place and be like, yeah, conscious dating is a practice. I'm honored to learn it alongside so many wonderful women. I know in my generation, so many people expected to be married or have kids younger, and now their whole idea of how they want to lead their lives is different, and it's not necessarily like run by that specific, idea or timeline anymore. So I love watching us all as we, hit our 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and whatever it is, right? Like, I feel like one of the autistic things in my life is having friends from every age group and seeing how the mix of where we are in the world and what we want changes. And I hope that spills into dating. I know it can be so challenging. There's so many avoidance out there, and we can find ourselves in challenging experiences with dating and stuff. So I hope that we do find the right connections and stuff. I think some people have joked about that too, like making an insight timer dating app, like, like for conscious people to meet conscious people. And I think that'd be amazing. But I think it is possible on the traditional apps too. We just have to know when we're starting to date our childhood, or, our unseen addiction to chaos, because it allows us to avoid ourselves or whatever it is, right? Like, there's so many things in life that they show us where we have work to do. I think relationships and friendships are one of the greatest mirrors in my experience. Oh my goodness. Like, put your hand up if you relate to that. Having a friendship or a relationship be a mirror to all of your self-work that you need to do. And realizing that, like, sometimes we can be the problem and we need to learn to communicate better, right? Like, but also validating, when we over internalize and sometimes people just aren't being nice. It's such a balance. I've talked about it a lot here. Sorry, I'm just plugging in my computer because I realized we almost went down like that. But yeah, I hope that resonates, you guys. I could talk about it extensively, and I think it's important. So that's why I did. Even though I said I was going to keep this session short, in my head, I knew I was going to yap today. So my computer almost died, like almost lost it, but didn't. Caught it in the last moment. So yeah, Zuri, thank you for sharing that, because I definitely relate. And yeah, it's interesting to have, I'm trying to practice the balance of it all, like, developing a business, working my day job, taking care of my needs, doing my chores, being an athlete, like training, cycling, doing things I like, trying to build a social group, trying to build a community, and then dating. Okay, like, I don't know about that. That's crazy. So I'm trying to learn to find the natural boundary with it too. And it feels like now I'm talking to more like healthy individuals, because I have that better like eye and filter, knock on wood. Sometimes I don't, right? Like, I thought I did the other times too, right? But this time I'm really talking to people that are genuinely like, they're green flagging it so far, right? Or taking it slow, or just being curious. And it just, no part of myself depends on dating. Like, it's like an afterthought, which is a blessing and a beautiful thing, because in the beginning it should be like that. It should be like getting to know someone and then getting to kind of assimilate them, should there be that compatibility and that curiosity. So yeah, it's nice. I'm like very vulnerable and open and happy to share that, like, I am openly curious about like someone right now, and it's good to engage with that curiosity and get to know someone. It's also annoying, like the beginning stages of dating, because it's like, it feels like similar to the work I do on here. It just feels like, I think, the autistic experience of like presenting sometimes when you don't know someone super well, right? Like, and even though I know you guys all really well and I'm fairly comfortable here, it's still not like the face I have with myself, right? Or like a very best friend or something, right? There's still that effort you put forward in the early stages. So it's like beautiful and it's an honor and it's fun, but it's also kind of exhausting, right? So yeah, it's helpful to know that conscious dating, it takes energy, but also space. is what I've learned. So hopefully that helps someone out there. Hopefully. If I could hear some of the things that I teach now about it to myself younger, I don't know if I would have dated some of the people I did. But I had such good experiences, you know, peppered in with the chaos and the learning about gaslighting and validation and all those things, right? You're like, I don't know what this is, but I don't like it. It doesn't feel good, right? You seem like you also respect justice too, Adriana. 100%. I have such a strong sense of justice, Linda, and that gets me in a pickle more often than not. So I'm learning to regulate that. Like, just like an emotion, I also regulate my sense of justice. It's like, do I need to step in? Am I the most qualified to step in? Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm not. I like that. It's going to get prolific. Jamie, I'm glad that you enjoyed that. Ella, Adriana, I took 2 points of your last talk. Sometimes it's cool to remember you might be in your Jenny from the block phase. I love that. I do say that pretty often. I think that I live in a city that can be very materialistic, and people love to like flex on each other in terms of material and different perceptions of value. And I'm never shy to say I'm in my growth era. I'm in my Jenny from the block era. This is where I develop. This is where I wear the clothes from high school still. I like shop at the thrift store. I buy in bulk from Costco. I cut corners, I cut my spending. I pull it all in. Like I like, it's my era. It's my aesthetic. And I know it won't always be like this. I know if I keep working as hard as I do, and I do, so help me God, so hard, and I keep trusting and I keep doing what feels right in my heart, I know for a fact that things will work out, and I won't always have to worry about money or security or safety or unsafe relationships or all of these things that I'm navigating now. I'll only get safer and stronger because I am really doing the work, and I am really practicing all the things, that I've been taught by people that I want my life to look like, right? Another thing I heard once was never take advice from someone you don't want your life to look like, or something like that, along the lines of that. And it's so true. And Ella, I love having you here, and it means so much when you said to the one time that this is like impactful for you, or that these sessions have helped change your life, and I'm like, it's helped change my life receiving that. So I love that the things I share, sometimes I hesitate sharing it because I'm like, what if this is taken out of context? And then I'm like, no, you can't really hate on like the Jenny from the block phase. Like, it is just what it is, and I'm honored to do it. So, as my computer overheats, because it's a passionate work. Okay. Okay, Jamie, I think you're talking about the live looped. Did she do that at the concert, Billie Eilish, that you went to? Did she do the live looping, at your concert too? Does she do it at all of them? That's crazy. Even a trauma therapist can create trauma, 100%. And they're the most, they're in there. They're it's an inside job. Of course they can. They have access. Okay, Jamie, I'm so jealous. You watched Billie Eilish take out a loop pedal and literally live loop her vocals in a that's crazy. You just lived. You lived for all of us. I'm so proud of you. I am, though. What did I do last night? I ate ribs, which is my favorite meal right now. It's just barbecue ribs, the pre-made ones. It's so trashy, but I don't care. I'm like, damn, those are good. It's probably because it's so much sugar in the barbecue sauce, but I'm like, doesn't count. If they don't understand based on limited experience or criteria in the DSM. Yes, because apparently the DSM was created to describe or diagnose what was presenting as autistic the most, which was a young white child, male child. So it wasn't minorities and women weren't really in the conversation in terms of how to diagnose neurodiversity, autism. So that's so true, Jamie. And yes, that's what I find is if people are not trauma informed, even if they think they are, sometimes they're not. Who am I to say? I'm not a rocket doctor, but you can tell usually doesn't feel very good. So yes, that does exist out there, and it's you feel like you're crazy because you're surely this professional, and then you're like, oh, never mind, Yep. So yeah, anyone that's experienced that, you're not crazy. It's true. We're not, just because of our training and our job does not mean that we're like the best judgment at all times, always, and that our own lives don't interfere with it, right? I said that once to my mom too. I was like, yeah, it's a doctor, but it's also like a lady that like, or like, you know, it's like, it's this woman as well as it is this doctor, right? So sometimes it's important to get another opinion, or, you know what I mean? Mix it up a little. Broaden that perspective. Keep an open mind. Be curious. Be honest. Be brave. Be kind. There's no fixing who we are the way we are. There's only loving who we are where we are. 100% Zuri. That's literally why we're here. So I'm just going to say it again. There's no fixing who we are there's no fixing who we are the way we are. There's only loving who we are where we are. There we go. I love that. Because that's how we get through things. And I said before, my level of suffering was like very closely tied to how much radical acceptance I was practicing or not practicing in moments. So remember to love yourself through things. And sometimes it's not easy to remember it, right? We get really far into the mud before we realize, oh, am I practicing self-kindness, self-acceptance, self-compassion? Sometimes not. Sometimes not. Peter, you were right on, Adrienne. I think a lot of people can relate to this, especially here on Insight Timer. That means so much, Peter. Thank you for being here. I've seen you here before too, so I love that when you guys come back. And yes, I love hearing that what I'm sharing is helpful or impactful, because then I can share more, right? And do more of this work. And it's clearly what I want to do, and I love it. So I wish I could. I wish the economy was a little more gentle right now, but I gotta be out here. High knees is the way I say it. Keep them knees high, you know? Stay in the current of capitalism, staying above the current, okay? Up and above. High knees. Yes, I feel safe here, but not with people I don't know yet. Angela, well, you're always safe here. And I feel like I know you so deeply from all the years of seeing your like beautiful heart in your display picture at Open Hearts Club, and all the times you've just been present. You're just the best. I was saying you to my mom even. I was like, do you know that Angela is from Open Hearts Club? Like, I've actually known her for so long now. And my mom was like, I did not know that. Because my mom's here too, right? And I'm like, some of these people I've actually known. And have been from the early sessions, and I'm just so thankful to have you all here. And Vita, I don't know how to say your name, but thank you so much for dropping in. I love that. Jamie McMiller's awesome. Yeah, you said it. You said it. And so did I. That's one thing I stand behind. Mac Miller. It's a hill I'll die on. Can you hear or feel EMF? Can I hear or feel? I don't know if I feel it. In my head, I think I do, but I definitely hear electricity. I hear it. It's so loud, and it bothers me, and it's a thing, for sure. For sure. Yes. I have, like, certain lamps I can't put on when it gets quieter. Like, you know, when all the sounds from the apartment and the street, I have to turn off certain things because it runs really loud, like, and I don't know how to describe the pitch. I can be really sound sensitive to some things, but not to others. It's very interesting. That's a good question, though, Stephanie. Thank you for asking. I love that. April, I truly appreciate your explanation on neurodiversity. I assumed that's what it was, what I am. I knew I was different, especially growing up in a family that was so normal. Endless nights crying. I couldn't be that normal person as hard as I tried. I feel you on 150,000 levels. 100. Like, even my family, I'm finding is neurodiverse, but they can be high masking to be neurotypical because they've been conditioned, right? So even in neurodiverse homes, there's conditioning and we still feel isolated. Gross. I've been there. At some point in my 50s, I gave up normalcy, thankfully. Yes, I love it. Give up. Give it away. Toss it here with reckless abandon. No, normalcy is gross. I'm like just really this year learning that I want nothing to do with normalcy. And I feel like I need to do something like radical haircut, radical, like, my appearance looks so like, ee, but then on the inside, I'm like, burn it down. You just wouldn't expect it. And then I start talking and you're like, oh. And I feel like that's another thing in dating. The people I attract are actually not the people that are looking for what they find.
Like, based on my appearance, I attract a certain kind of person, but when they meet my personality and who I am and what I advocate for, they're absolutely horrified. They're like, get me out of here. I did not sign up for this. And then I'm like, yeah, sorry, bro. I'm so sorry, brother. It's too late. No, I'm kidding. I'm not trapping no one that doesn't want to be around me. I've like learned early now when someone's around me for the way they think I look and who they think I am, and when they're actually down to clown, you know, with the real lover girl incorporated, you know, verified lover girl. It's like a meta check mark comes out. Good times. Good times. Okay, full moon tonight. Yep, Stephanie, we were like talking about that a little bit earlier, and I'm feeling it. And how great is it that we get to do this on a full moon? Like, I think the effects of the full moon are like the most potent 2 days going up to it, during it, and 2 days after it. And like, look at this like manifestation and like, you know what I mean? Like, we're sitting here being vulnerable, curious. This is like an active manifestation in itself, okay? We're talking about neuroinclusivity, the world we want to live in. It's okay to be different. Right? Validating all these things. Like, let's get that into all parts of your brain and then go out into the full moon. And I hope that this, I think it really is ending a lot of cycles. I don't know if anyone has the pattern, like the app, but it's amazing because it's like this full moon is closing out this cycle, this cycle, this cycle, and then it just like describes them in depth. And I'm like, oh, this is a prolific time. As I expected, because the things that have been happening in the last 2 months have been so uber challenging that I was like, there's gotta be a breakthrough coming. And I think coming here and doing this on a full moon, magic. I'm just gonna announce the abundance that all of us should receive, you know? Like, we'll manifest it together. What is it, 148 of us? Okay, guys, if we all, like, just focus on abundance right now together, we will all just immediately alchemize our suffering into ease, abundance, joy. No, that's my dream though. That's kind of what I want to do. Through like validating and understanding ourselves better, we can do that. We can put down the suffering and the chaos and pick up joy, ease, abundance, friendship, good, delicious meals that we don't hate that also have nutrition. That's also a battle. It's like, I want waffles, but I should eat something more nutritious. Too much beige food. Just make them protein waffles and serve them with fruit. Okay, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. No, that will help though. It makes it less blood sugar spiky, which makes me emotional. Sometimes I get all emotionally dysregulated and I'm like, have I eaten? Sometimes it's that simple. Sometimes it's not though. Sometimes it's not. Oh yeah, Autism in Heels. I put that on my wish list on Amazon because someone recommended it. Jamie, I'm so glad you brought that up. Can we write these in the Adrian Alternative Community group? Because I want to literally order all these books. I'm probably gonna wait though, because sometimes, you know, the little libraries, I don't know if anyone else has those in their city, but we have like this little library project, and I don't really want to spend on like new books or like, sometimes I don't make it to a library, but sometimes if I think about a book for a long enough time and I check the little libraries, I swear it appears. Like, I've actually, like, I have a couple right here, actually, like right next to the laptop, but a few that I was curious about and I actually found. I was going to show you one, but they're holding up my phone and my computer. So, if we can't manifest endless abundance, may we manifest the books we want to read. We deserve this. I always make a bun to avoid the pull. I did that earlier and then I just fell out. I think that now my hair, like when I got it cut, she cut off like all the dead stuff and like it's like just the healthy stuff left. That's why it's quite short. It's very soft now and it just doesn't stay. Or it goes in one of these and it pulls. So I used to be able to pull my hair into like a clip and it would look really good, but now it just falls out and looks really disheveled and it ends up kind of being like, and then I'm running around at work looking all stressed out with my hair falling everywhere. But then people don't bother me for super challenges, so I'm like, hey, hey, just disheveled enough. Go into the other employee for that. There's like super challenges we run at our job. It's like an indoor rock climbing gym, but there's also like a slide and this thing called the leap of faith. You like jump and you need like someone that works there, so like one of us, to like put you in a special harness and like run the challenge for you, like, and open the stairs and get you set up and stuff on the platform. And we all hate doing it because I think I don't know if humanity, like, we're all a little lazy, but we're lazy at things that don't benefit us. You know what I mean? Like this doesn't really, we could just not, you know what I mean? And our pay is the same, whether or not how many super challenges we run. So I think we can all get really lazy about them. I think that's just human nature. I love, one of my most human experiences is just starting to understand and have grace for how human we can all be. We can all be so avoidant. We can all be, you know, when it's our own job, our own business, our own passion, of course it's different. But like running a super challenge for like the 5th birthday party of the day, you do get a little like avoidant, you know? Dare I say. If anyone was ever curious what I'm doing on the weekends when I'm not here. I'm living my best life. And I'm constantly humbled in the presence of children, right? So many kids, and they're so spiritual in a way, right? Because there's no filters, there's no conditioning yet. They're just straight up with you. And it's honestly kind of nice, because I feel like I need that. I feel like actually adults is where I struggle. Like socializing with like cool people or popular people is where I struggle the most, because I'm like, I don't understand. Like I'm missing social cues. It's like, it's the whole works. I know I'm not alone in that. I didn't realize how much I miss social cues until later though. Like I really thought I was doing well, which is the funniest part. I used to get my hair done every 2 weeks. It's been months since I paid for getting it done. I don't know if I want to go back to pouring money into that. Sorry, I used to do that. I used to bleach my hair blonde too, before it was all like light from the sun. I don't know, there was a Pinterest craze, like platinum, white, gray, silver hair around like the 2011, 12, 13, 14, something around there. I think it was like 2014 to 2017, but I totally fell into it and I spent so much money on that and I don't know why. My hair was already blonde, but radical acceptance. Plant-based coconut cream has been my best friend for nourishing my hair. That's amazing. Don't you love when you find a really good product? Because mine is, I'm not even ashamed to say it, mine's a psoriasis shampoo. I don't even know if I have psoriasis, okay? Leave me alone. Don't judge me. I just like that it cleans my scalp and it doesn't bother me. Like, it's such a sensory thing to be alive, okay? And that one is like so herbal and strong, and it like really cleans my scalp, and then I don't think about my hair or my, you know what I mean? It's like healthy, clean. The longer I can go without thinking about it, the better. And I think like some of the natural shampoos don't work as well, and you get more like buildup. It doesn't clean as well, it doesn't cleanse, like, and you're just more aware of like your hair, your scalp. Like, I don't know, getting older, your hormones change. I just feel like as I've transitioned through life, my hair health and my scalp health has like not been amazing. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that has noticed that. Like, I have like less hair, you know, more hair loss. Like, I remember one time I went to a hair salon and there was a language barrier. It was like this amazing Japanese hair salon, but he was trying to tell me essentially like, so much hair loss. And I was like, no, I don't need to know. I'm trying my best. And he was like, so much stress. And I was like, yeah, you could say that. Like, just the stress of being alive, you know, the systematics of it all. I'm trying my best, aren't we all? But the reality is, wellness is tough. We're also individuals. So when I find a product or a thing that works for me, I'm so thankful and I just run with it. And I love it. Is it discontinued on Amazon? Yeah. Am I scared? A little. But I'll find a new product. Maybe I'll try Zuri's plant-based coconut cream. But no, I know my hair, like anything moisture, just like it's too heavy on my hair. It doesn't absorb it. I've got that like gentle, long, blonde, straight hair and that gentle, pale skin, you know? It's like, we can't do all the, like, I love all the like Moroccan and argan oil products, but I'm like, I end up looking like a little wet rat or something coming out of that. It's like I gotta shower again. Too much moisture. I can't absorb it all. But I do use jojoba oil on my skin. That's why it glows like this. And the lamp behind me. My skin is actually not flawless in person. It does not look like this. I like to keep it as real as possible because beauty standards are terrible. Let's destroy those. Aaron, thank you for donating. That's amazing. I'm just so thankful. You have no idea how much it means. And you just always show up, provide value, ask questions, donate. I prayed for people like you, and I actually have them, and I can't believe it. Every single one of you, 156 people, you're all a gift. There's no denying it. You must know. When the city is alive, it's so alive, Jamie. I can imagine. Okay, I gotta go to New York City, guys. Okay? That's why we're donating now. No. It'll go towards the dream. The dream never leaves. My artist friend that just visited had a hard time leaving. I will be that artist friend that has a hard time leaving. Well, yeah, visiting too, because financially, right? Like, you gotta... Like, traveling really is a luxury. I saw this study, and it was, like, traveling shown to, like, benefit wellness and, like, boost anti-aging and all these things. And then I laughed because I was like, is it traveling or is it being in the financial ability to travel? You know what I mean? Like, having enough time and money and, you know what I mean? The resources to travel. Wouldn't that be anti-aging and, like, stress reducing for anyone, right? Like, I think there's systematics here, right? We're all trying our best. So I hope we all get the travel that we never got, you know, and if we were spending our 20s or 30s or whatever it is discovering ourselves or getting to know ourselves, I hope that we're then blessed with, you know, the years of travel, whenever they come. I think it comes when it needs to. As I cough. Aaron, it's crazy how the people who we really love us, but we care so much about the opinion of those who don't know us and form split-second opinions of us. I catch myself with that all the time. It's literally the people that are the most ignorant that I would be the most invested sometimes in. Now I catch myself, like, I don't try to change anyone's mind. I'm more neutral. I'm more tired too, right? Like, it's like self-regulating to be, like, just tired sometimes, which I've said before. It's ironic. You think it'd be a negative thing to be tired, but sometimes it's like a filter. So I definitely feel that. And I love remembering that. I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter. Freeing. And then sometimes people in my life that are really, really close to me still don't know me. And I have that black and white thinking. And I'm like, you've never known me. But they have. I don't know if anyone's ever done that before, but I definitely have. I'm like, you don't know me. But they do. It's just moments of, you know, it's all valid. You're in Brooklyn. Wow. I had a friend from Brooklyn that moved to Vancouver and then just left. I feel like everyone I've ever made friends with in Vancouver that I really cared about has left. Knock on wood, I want that to stop happening. But I'm so honored and excited to have met these people and the rare moments they pass through, you know? Like, I feel like it's like the lottery. But had a friend from Brooklyn. I'm obsessed with a lot of artists from Brooklyn. So the fact that I knew all these obscure artists and started, like, listing them off, he was like, how do you know? Like, Issa Gold, like, Joey Badass and stuff. Like, I love Flatbush Zombies. Like, so many, like, East Coast music. And Kirk Knight, I think, is from Brooklyn. And just so many people that their music literally got me through the hardest days of my life. Oh my God, I could cry. So I feel like I know Brooklyn. I'm not gonna cry, but some of the artists that just literally saved my life are from there. So as soon as I get there, I feel like I'm gonna know, you know, because I've just had it all described to me through so many layers of poetry and music and things like that. I just yeah, I love it. And, you know, my friend, his name was Alex, he's in Florida now. I think he had family there. And yeah, just, it's cool to experience new places and to move. I was happy for him, but I was secretly kind of sad that he was going because I haven't had a lot of friends here. And even though we didn't hang out a lot, the fact that we were able to talk about my special interest, which is music, was such a gift. So yeah, I think about him a lot. And yeah, it was so cool just we just sat on a bench for hours talking about Brooklyn. And I was like, this is like my dream right now. I think my special interest, like randomly, like New York and different places I'd love to see and travel, but also music, and then put those things together, right? Jara is a teacher here on IT. She's in New York. I check her out. She's super easy to talk to. Ooh. I love hearing about new, like, different, like, connecting with people within this industry. So I'm definitely will. I literally need to write that down. I don't have a pen, but Jara. My mom will remind me because she's listening. I know she will. She wrote down the books last time too, and I was like, that's such a mom thing. Like, go moms. Anyone that's a mom, y'all just be anticipating and listening. Like, the active listening that mothers practice at times is actually insane. It's like, how do you remember that friend from elementary school, you know? My dad will be like, who? That's like such dad core. Who? Or I didn't hear that. And a mom going, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, anyway. I see you moms listening, caring. It's beautiful. Don't ever stop. Sometimes I do that though. On the live event, I'm like, moment of silence for all the parents. Because again, I work with kids and I see how incredible parents are. Like how much work it takes to raise the next generation. And I just, moment of silence for you guys. Thank you for doing it. You're amazing. Don't ever stop. I wish I could give you energy and just a hug and just say thank you, because it's really beautiful and it inspires me. It helps me show up here too, right? When I see, I don't know, just the whole epitome of just mothering and being a mother, and women that mother in other ways, right? Like the cool aunt and the women that have places in society where they nurture others. Maybe they didn't get a chance to have children, but they still nurture in other ways. Like I don't know, women are cool. And even people that aren't women but identify as women, or, you know, have a feminine identity or whatever it is, anyone who just feels that feminine energy and can appreciate it, I think we should stop to do it more, because we do have like a masculine society, right? Like a patriarch, right? So I think it's good to stop and be like, moms are cool, women are pretty cool, and that's not just to people that are born one way, you know. I'm trying to be more gender expansive because I feel it. I literally cried in the beginning because I was like, at this whole advocacy thing, it's becoming more expansive and beautiful every day. I want to learn more about how to honor everyone where they're at, how they identify. So yeah, just thankful for all of us, regardless of who we are and where we are and how we identify. Just knowing that something feminine, you know, something that exists within the moon, the way the moon feels. And when you pull tarot, you know, there's something innately like feminine and magical about that. And I think as this full moon is here, like we can tap into that energy for ourselves. What do we want to release? What do we want to keep? What do we love about ourselves? What do we not like about ourselves, but not to delete it, but to nurture it, right? Like, what do I not like about myself? Because it means I need to spend more time with it. That's what I've learned. I can't push it away. It's just only gonna, with the resistance, it just gets more strength, you know? It just, like, it becomes Hercules. I need to nurture and love the parts of me that feel not so great, you know? I hope that resonates with you. You guys are pressing the heart, so I think you do. Yeah, it's been a beautiful session. I love what's come up today, and I love all the comments. I'm still reading them. I want to get through them all, but I know I have to wrap up soon. I don't want to. I wish I could take you guys like on my phone on like a bike ride and show you the city and through my eyes and all the things. Let's see. When you said a minute ago also helps. I'm just dating a dude and I'm exhausted. So much being less authentic and setting limits. I feel like I dated a guy and I was exhausted and I thought it was worth it. And now I'm getting to know someone loosely. Like it's really early and I'm not exhausted. Do with that what you will. He's very mature and stable and communicative. And I'm like, damn, that's gentle and hot. It's very gentle and hot of you. But it's like a reflection of what I'm practicing and what I am too, right? That's why I recognize it and that's why I want it. And I don't know. I just a little, like my last connection was literally so different, but it was on the edge of learning a lot about avoidance and lack of integrity. And it was like the final lesson, if you will, you know? And I was even talking about that here, that I was quite tender. But I knew I was suspicious of that connection. And then it ended up being exactly what I thought it was, right? So, yeah, that was exhausting because I was engaging with it. But I don't think anything... I'm thankful everything happened the way it did. Because, oh my goodness, I'm so happy to be here and just be in this neutral space. And just to feel healthy, curious. Yes, I'm happy. I'm very happy. I feel the neutrality. And I want that for everyone. I hope that we all find relationships that are so... nurturing, so amazing. Like when someone just is curious about you, they just like there's no crap. It's just like they want to get to know you, and because it's already like getting to know someone to see if you have chemistry and compatibility is already like a thing. So when we cloud it with all this like games and miscommunications and validations and all these things and all, like, oh, it's so exhausting. And I've even done it, and other people have done it. I mean, we've all been there. We've all heard a friend go through it, or we've experienced it ourselves, and it can be so exhausting. So I really believe, call me naive, I really believe that we can find people that do not exhaust us. And that's not to say like throw out every connection that's hard, because again, I'm no rocket doctor here, right? Like take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I think we deserve for it to not be exhausting, and I stand by that. I want you guys all to find relationships and jobs and things that love you as much as I do. Like when you drop in here, and I could write a poem about each of you and how much it means for me that you are all here. And I can't imagine the work you've all done to be on this app, right? It's like, these are the most curious and loving people. I hope that we find them for ourselves too, right? So, Ella, I love that you shared that, and you seem really wonderful. So I really think it shouldn't be too hard for you to find someone so incredible. And if it does feel hard, maybe, no, you need to wake up because you're magical. You know what I mean? Like, I wish someone said that to me. I never know the situation, but I just love to remind everyone, you're so much more magical than you even can comprehend. Like, even, you know, like on a good day, you're like, oh, I kind of like how I look today, or kind of, no, like, so there's someone out there, like, every day can be like, damn, it's good to experience life with you. It's such a gift. So if you haven't heard it lately, whoever's listening, it is so good to experience life with you, even if it's for an hour or two every Thursday. We should be so honored, you know, to be in your life, whoever you are. Everyone here has something valuable to offer, I'm sure, in the way of love and sensitivity and kindness, and the way that they, everything, right? The way you guys prepare breakfast, right? We all do it a little differently. The way you make your coffee, the way your style, your essence, your aura, right? You are all unique and deserve the world, 100%, 150%. So just a reminder, so you don't go out into the world and settle. That's all. Come back every Thursday so you can be reminded. I saw full TikToks of Billie Eilish looping her vocals. I'm back to the comments now. I just went right. Vocals. Oh, where did it go? Sorry, I'm really scrolling here. Powerful healing voice. I so agree, Zuri. And that's what I was talking about earlier too, is like TikTok clips. I don't understand TikTok. I don't know. It's hard for me, but Instagram, you know, when TikTok, it goes viral on TikTok and then it eventually makes its way to Instagram. That's when I see it. middle to elder millennial here. Don't understand TikTok. There's an actual company in California called Rocket Doctor. Well, I'm not them. I always say that. That's my way of being like, guys, I'm not a certified like psychologist by any means, or psychiatrist. I'm not a mental health professional. Like, I always share my own experience, and I say, like, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But my way of saying that is, I'm no rocket doctor. And I've said that a few times. If anyone's ever confused, that's what I'm alluding. I'm like, well, like, don't hold me to it, but Tommy, welcome back. You were here last time dropping bangers, so I'm so glad to see you here again. As people are awakening, we become parts of pods, soul fractals. It's a group entity. As each one of us awakens to our soul, we awake to our sacred design and how that fits into the sacred world. We each hold the key to someone else. We can't do this alone. I agree 100%. I said that too. One of my favorite things is, like, if you want to go fast, go on your own. If you want to go far, go together. We have, as a collective, say, I will awaken for the sake of the whole. Yeah, 100%. I think it benefits all of us when we do the hard work. Yeah. But I love also just getting hyper personal about it and being like, because I've always have been kind of such a lover girl and done it for the greater good, but it's so beautiful to come into like just your own personal good and be like, it feels so good to be, you know, in this pursuit of knowing myself and of being a better version of myself. It feels good for me. And now I know, like, I understand pleasure more now. Like I genuinely enjoy the flavor of my food more. I like enjoyed like the feeling of texture, like soft blankets. Like I'm just more present now too, right? So it's so incredible because being, again, the certified lover girl, I went in for the greater good of everything. But the side benefit and one of the more beautiful things that unraveled within it was just how much pleasure I started to take and experience from the world, from my own healing. As like hearing the own voice in my head again and hearing the birds and just feeling like, oh, I can breathe again, like I can open my shoulders, I can move and take up space, and just, yeah, it's so beautiful. So I completely agree, Tommy, and I wanted to add to that, like it's everything. Yes, it's for ourselves and for the whole. So it's so true. It's so truly beautiful. And I think that we can awaken in so many ways. And there's no just like pure destination. Like we never fully awake. Like it's just an ongoing journey. And the more we allow ourselves to be young and dumb and foolish and human, the more we have capacity for like true self-awareness. So I love it. I love talking about self-awareness. I love when you guys share stuff like this and when I can share this energy with you guys. So thank you, Tommy. Thank you, everyone that shared today. Truly, I keep saying it. I don't know if you catch it. Sometimes people come in later, but I'm so thankful for all of you. Brandon, not sure about everyone else, but something weird with the audio is happening. It's like going from stereo to mono. See, that's kind of my worry with my internet. I was thinking about getting a hard line. I almost wonder if it's my internet, not my audio. I think it's just Insight Typer. Happens with other events too. Okay, that's helpful, Erin. Because sometimes I look back at my screen recording and I want to use it, and I'm like, it's going like, it's like clicking in and out the whole time. And I'm like, what are you guys listening to? You just love me so much that you're sitting through this? But yeah, let me know how the audio and visual is going at any point. Also, let me know what you want to talk about or see. I gotta wrap up here. It's like almost 2.5 hours. I'm gonna finish reading the comments, but this is helpful, guys. Do always let me know if the sound, the audio, the video, if anything is wonky. They are scared because you are in high vibration state. Your eyes show that. Look into the camera. No, Pedro, that means a lot. I've been told similar things before. That's why I'm like, that's interesting. I think I have scared some people. I definitely have. Not in like a bad way, but like, yes, in like bursting their bubble, if you will. And I think some people aren't ready for that, and I totally respect that. I am not trying to convince anyone to come with me on my journey, because I know it's not easy. I know it's not. That's why I am so, yeah. I gotta take up space. I gotta get loud. I gotta do the things, because I literally have to scare off the wrong people, because that's the most efficient way. I actually encourage other people too, right? Like where they can. It's not a bad thing for people to realize people are not compatible with you. It just clears the way for people that are. And yeah, I think when people realize that I'm more than what I look like, and there's a lot of like intellectual and a lot of comedy. Yeah, we've had some laughs. I won't do weird faces, bird calls. I can do velociraptor. No, I have a lot of random skills though, and it's intense. Like I think people are like, wow, there's a lot going on here. I spent a lot of my life like alone, despite having, you know, I don't know, like a family. I'm not really like, they're 4 hours away in a car, but yeah, I've spent a lot of my time alone, and it's helped me develop parts of myself, and yeah, there is an intense and fiery dragon-like essence within my soul. Like, what about it? I don't know about high vibration though. No, I think we all define it differently. I try to see myself as grounded and human more than anything. I know I can't ascend and be an angel. I know I'm human, and that's what makes me all the more angelic, I think, is by letting myself be human, accepting myself, all versions and sides of myself, and not letting anything crazy drive the car, you know? Like always coming back to radical acceptance, neutrality, patience, curiosity. But I guess in itself, that is like a more higher vibration, right? To pause and to be open and curious, and to want to ascend the world to a safer and more loving thing, you know? I guess that's all I really am doing here too, right? I want us all to be safer and more loved and more understood, and it starts with ourselves. So that was really beautiful, Pedro, though. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, Sophie, you know the pattern app too. Love it. Yeah, Zuri, you have it too. Amazing. Guys, should we all just add each other on the pattern? Because I always get notifications, because I just have my mom on there. It's like, Katharina's blah, blah, blah. It's like just notifications for her, and she just gets ones for me. That'd be so cool to get them for like everyone from like the weekly live. Like just to know what you're all going through throughout the world. It's like, blah, 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 has Pluto in Capricorn right now. Like, Jamie, it's fun to find what you need. I agree. It's a relief. April, thank you for your donation. That means so much. Again, you have no idea. I will sit and cry after, because I'm so thankful for every dollar, because it makes all of this literally, it's like putting a brick into building this new timeline. Like, it's like you're literally laying the foundation for this timeline where I can reach so many more people and help more people, and also just experience that as well. So you have no idea what it means. It's been 2 hours. Did you eat lunch yet? You know what? I am hungry, Erin. I am. I'm getting hungry. I don't really feel hunger cues, but I can feel when my energy starts to go down. I know a lot of people like on the spectrum don't feel hunger cues too. You're not alone. You're not crazy. It's real. But yeah, I will eat lunch after this. Linda, I'm so happy you're here. I don't know if I caught you because it says 13 minutes ago that you're leaving, but this was uplifting. That means so much. Having you here was uplifting. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Ella, I love Katrina Boss's book, The Divine Union of the Masculine and Feminine. She's a teacher here. Oh, I love that. I can't wait till it's about, like, being said about me. I love Adriana Lapuzniak's book. She's a teacher on here. No, I've been writing books my whole life, but I've never actually, like, fully developed and put one out. So that's my dream. I would love to. Can you imagine holding a book that, like, has my name on it? That'd be such a slay. That'd be, like, the slay of all slays ever. Should I manifest that on this moon? No. Would you guys read my book? Let me know. Let me know. I wonder what I would talk about, because I feel like there's so much, and I'm such a yapper, you know? That whole needing to summarize things would come back around. And like, I don't know. Sorry, thank you so much. I love that. Adriana, please take time to nourish yourself as you need to today. It's true. I'd be saying it to other people. I need to hear it myself. It's needed. It's needed. And Ella, you are magical. You are so I can already tell. You have no idea. I could literally write a poem about people I've never met before just based on the interactions I've had on here. I can just tell that I would want to spend time with you, and that I would cheer you on, and that I would have so much empathy when you experience challenges, and yeah. And I know if I feel that way about you, then there's got to be so many other people out there that are like, yes to this experience, and yes to this person. I want that for all of us. I have to go too, Jamie, honestly. Like, I gotta do it too. I love that, though. I love all of the color and the emojis, and thank you so much for being here. We're back next Thursday. I will also take that chance to wrap up. But I do want to say from the bottom of my heart, the past few weeks I've been here. I think we canceled one because I was sick. But here I really feel like kind of myself again, and it's so wonderful to be here with you right now and to do this. I'm just excited to see where the rest of my week goes, carrying, the energy from this that I've spent cultivating with you guys. So I hope you feel it. Just take a moment now and do you feel that connection? I can't be the only one, right? That feels like there's this certain energetic frequency of sitting here for 2 hours and almost 24 minutes, just sharing and checking in with each other. Zuri, gratitude for the powerful reminders today, Adriana. Sending so much love. Please take care, everyone. Exactly. Zuri said it beautifully. And I'm just so happy that you guys are all here. I'm so thankful. Even if you don't drop in the comments and you're just here listening, it means so much. And I know you're here, and I'm so thankful. And I how many languages could I say thank you in? That'd be cool, right? There's such an international audience. Just to express my gratitude, I learned thank you in every language. That'd actually be fun. See, now that's an ADHD side quest if there ever was. But no, I should take the time to develop more resources. I have more tracks coming out here. I have put up some recently as well. So meditation tracks on here. Follow me, Adriana Lapuzniak, a teacher on here, clearly, because you're at my live event. Listen to my tracks, review, engage with everything, join the Adriana Alternative Community Group, share any book recommendations, podcasts you like. We can kind of support each other and set each other up for a great week ahead as well. I can tell I need to eat because I'm like starting to struggle with even just speaking, but it's amazing to be here, right to the edge of my capacity for public speaking. There's no one else I'd rather do it with, so I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for your donations, your presence, everything. You can also donate on my teacher page, and just reach out to me on there as well. So if you need to get in touch, you know where to find me off the app. My website's there. I'll see you guys next week. It's hard to say goodbye. I'm just looking at the chat again because I'm just so thankful for all of you guys being here. So taking it all in, one last glance. I'll see you guys next week though, and I'm already kind of counting down. It's funny, I'm the most eager for it as I finish these, and then I get nervous on Wednesday night, then I come back and I'm happy again. Such is the cycle of life. So I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.